Because, NKST is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Luigi's is gone.
Yeah, Luis hasn't come back either.
My check just gets smaller and smaller every day. It sucks. That's why I blew off my referral with Echeverry.
Mm-hmm.
And LabCorp's after me for that fucking color guard.
I know Quest hit me up. I was like, how do I owe your money?
So because our insurance, I think it's our, I think our insurance changed. Exactly. And I think all of our insurance changed. So now all of our stuff is more expensive. Dude, I've been seeing Cothry for 25 years and I've never gotten a bill for him until this year. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you wherever you may be, however you may be listening, or however you may be viewing. For those subscribing on YouTube, this is the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 at AM 1180 KERN, where we're streaming live at kernradio.com. We've got another busy Friday show, leading off the bottom of the hour with KGET TV entertainment reporter Rick Bentley, as we do every Friday. And we've got a ton of things to talk about. We've got new information on the Minneapolis shooter. We'll delve into that in just a second. Donald Trump has approved $825 million in arms to Ukraine after Vladimir Putin, who doesn't want to have anything to do with peace, attacks the Ukrainian capital. We'll delve into that as well. Kamala Harris has been, let me restate that. President Trump revoked Kamala Harris's Secret Service protection. And in this case, this is a case of two things being true at the same time. It's clear that this is a F you, Kamala. I'm the president of the United States. You challenged me and you lost. To the winner go the spoils. And you no longer have a detail. Now, at the same time, it's pure common sense. It's pure common sense. When have you ever heard, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, tonight there was an assassination attempt on Walter Mondale, the former vice president and failed presidential candidate? Have you gone crazy? Nobody gives a damn about a failed presidential candidate. You are in Siberia. Your party doesn't want to have anything to do with you. The public doesn't want to have anything to do with it. You don't remember that video of Doug and Kamala, I think at a Laker game, or was it a Clipper game? And they're sitting not even in good seats, and nobody is even paying attention to them. She's eating popcorn, he's got a Slurpee, and the paparazzi, nobody's taking a picture. You know, you would think that if it was Kelsey and Taylor, nobody's even lifting a phone. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Once you're a failed presidential candidate, you are off the map. There are only 3 men who have ever lost the presidency and come back and won. Grover Cleveland, Richard Nixon loses in 60, wins in 68, and Donald Trump. Those are only 3. And only a couple have even had a second chance to win. William Jennings Bryan was nominated a couple of times. The Democrats were stupid enough to nominate Adlai Stevenson in 1952 against Eisenhower because they were taking Harry Truman's advice. And then in 56, Truman told him, don't do it again. And they did. And Eisenhower kicked his behind. And that's about it. That's about it. Once you're a failed presidential candidate, the party just wants you to go away. Go away. The Bidens haven't learned that quite yet. Just go away. Hunter, be quiet. Stop going on podcasts. Joe, don't write a book. Just wait. Just be quiet. Just go away. That's why Kamala didn't run for governor. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And the ladies from the Greek Orthodox Church will be with us. They've got their annual event coming up, and they've added some things. That's why they're coming on today. And good googly moogly. Coco Gauff. I don't know how loved ones do it. If Ralph Bailey is sitting in Bakersfield, California, sweating it like it matters to me, the match that Coco was in last night, how do the parents do it? How do the loved ones do it? It was the worst tennis I've ever seen. It was the worst tennis I've ever seen. Neither one of these girls, and I forget the girl she beat, but neither one of them could get their serves in. They both had like this astronomical number of double faults where Coco gave away games by double faulting, and so did the other girl. It was just ugly, and somehow Coco managed to get out of the first set and win it, and then she kind of got on with the thing. And the deal is, and I talked about this, that her Achilles heel is her serve. Well, ballsy, and some would say stupidly, she fired her coach a week before the U.S. Open and hired another fella who is kind of a serve guru to just absolutely reconstruct her service motion. And she's going through the rigmaroles of this. And if you saw it last night, in the middle of the first set, which she ultimately won, she walked off losing one game and was in tears in the middle of the set. She's sitting on the sidelines with a towel, her head in a towel, totally in tears. And then at one point, if you didn't watch the match, they focused in on her and she's sitting on the sidelines and her hands are shaking. Like literally, she's sitting there like this. She's a match. She can't. There's no way. This girl's got grit. You got to give her that. She's got cojones because she somehow just out hit the girl and then kind of settled down the second set and won. We'll get into that. And this tete-a-tete between Taylor Townsend and, please stand by, Elena Ostapenko is a little bit bigger than you would imagine. Did you guys talk about this, Chris, on your show? Elena Ostapenko and Taylor Townsend?
Not really. We haven't been following it very closely this football season.
It's much, much bigger than just the tete-a-tete she had with Taylor Townsend. Apparently, this young lady has had a problem with several players on the tour. And Naomi Osaka, I've got some audio for you. Naomi Osaka has had personal problems with her and was, because I tried to tell y'all, Naomi Osaka, she's a little cray-cray. She's a little cray-cray. So she openly talked about it, and she was like, oh, this is peanuts to compare to some of the things she said. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Taylor Townsend is an African-American tennis player on the women's tour. She's playing Elena Ostapenko. And again, as I had to explain yesterday, in tennis, when you hit a ball that hits the net and it barely gets over, so it's kind of luck, you're supposed to recognize the luck and wave to your opponent. My bad, I'm sorry, whatever. And a couple of times, several players haven't done it. Coco Gauff didn't do it against Aryna Sabalenka at the Wimbledon, and she had a problem with it. And so after the match, after the girl didn't do that, Ostapenko told Townsend that she didn't have any class and she didn't have any education, which, it's kind of a racist thing to say because that girl doesn't know anything about the level of education that girl has. And in fact, she's highly educated. But, it goes much further than that. So we'll delve into that at some point as well. And what's your boy's name? Kyle Scheilenbacher, Schwarzenegger. Oh, please. Whatever. Hit 4 consecutive home runs last night. 21st player to ever do it. Oh, he's a free agent?
After this year,
Oh, he'll be in Dodger Blue next season.
Where would you put him?
We would put him.
Where would you put him?
Where would we put Kyle? We would put Kyle in. We put him in left field. We put him in left field.
You really want Kyle Schwarber left field? I love Kyle Schwarber. I do. With that boy,
No, we put him in right field. We put him in right field. We put him in right field. We put Teo in left.
No,
Put him in right because we're going to get rid of Conforto.
you know what I'm hoping for, and I know it won't happen because it's me and that's what I want. But I want them to give them the Shohei Ohtani treatment and just defer all the money for 20 years down the line. Bob Bonilla the hell out.
He's a free agent.
So is JT
Wow.
Muto and a lot of other guys.
Wow. Lots of money there. Lots of money there. You want to hear other guys that have hit 4 home runs in one game? Guys that you would know. Only 21 have done it, but the guys that you would know. Willie Mays did it. Mike Schmidt did it. Lou Gehrig, Gil Hodges, famous first baseman for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Bob Horner. And check this out. This is a God's honest truth. Tell Mr. Bentley to leave you alone while we're doing the broadcast, please. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I've seen 2 of the guys hit the 4 home runs.
At the game?
Yes. I was in Atlanta when Bob Horner did it in the 80s. And I was at the game that Sean Green did it. Isn't that crazy?
That's pretty crazy.
You guys remember Bob Horner? Kind of a chubby third baseman for the Braves in the early 80s.
So you've been there for 10% of these.
Isn't that incredible? Isn't that crazy? I remember that night. We were drunk as a skunk.
Just under 10%, like 9.5 or whatever.
There was a liquor store. This is back at Fulton County Stadium, which was in the ghetto. And there was so much so the ghetto, there was literally a liquor store right across the street from the stadium, like walking distance to the stadium. Have you ever?
Great sales after a loss.
And I mean, not like a you would think, okay, it's a liquor store near a Major League Baseball stadium. You would think of this ornate, wonderful. Oh, it was like a ghetto liquor store. And we would go in and get a bottle of Evan Williams, a handle for $9.99. We'd all throw in $3, and it's 84. They just come on in. Come on. Yes. Osama bin Laden, come on in. Come on, everybody, just come on in. We're not patting you down. Just come on in. So we put it in our jacket, order some Cokes, and just sit out in center field and and that was the night Bob Horner, he pulled 2 to the left. He would hit 1 dead center. He hit 1 to right that he missed. And everybody's like, oh, he's not going to get the 4th home run. Next pitch, he hits out of the ballpark. So he could have hit 5 because nobody has ever hit 5 home runs in a baseball game. Stan Musial did it, but he did it in a doubleheader. So that didn't count. Stan Musial is one of the most underrated hitters in the history of baseball. You want another interesting fact about Stan Musial? Do you know anything about his, let's say it's 3,000, but it's not. His 3,000 hits? Let's say it's 3,000. But you don't know the stat about his 3,000 hits? He had 1,500 at Busch Stadium. He had 1,500 on the road. Isn't that stupid?
That's pretty impressive.
Now, the exact number wasn't 3,000. It was more than 3,000, but I don't know what the number was. And no, it's absolutely split.
Oh, it's split.
No, it's absolutely split. 1,500 at home, 1,500 on the road. That's ridiculous. And he was like a 345 lifetime hitter. Let's see. Please stand by. Let's go. Let's get out of here. We're running late already. Hey, Siri, what was Stan Musial's career batting average?
Okay, I found this on
Why
the
can't she
Google
just tell me?
Mutual's career batting average. Check.
Stan Musial's lifetime batting average, 331.
He had 3,630 hits.
3,630. I do the math, Garces boy. 3630. So that's 1 3 what, huh? 1815? 1815 apiece. 1815 on the road, 1815 at Busch Stadium.
With almost 1,600 watts, just 100.
That's the craziest stat in baseball I've ever seen. It really is. There's only one other crazy stat in baseball that I think that's crazier than that. And it's the one record that I know for a fact will never be broken. The one record that will never be broken. Nope, it's not Joe DiMaggio. It's not Ted Ballgame hitting 406. I forget who it was. I think it's Joe Nuxall, but he threw 2 consecutive no-hitters. So in other words, to beat the record, you'd have to throw 3 consecutive no-hitters. No one's ever going to do that. No one's ever going to do that.
Technically, would you get the record though if they got 2 plus an extra inning? Like you go into that third game
And you go 3 innings and you shut it. No, you have to go. Yeah. Now, what if you went 6 innings and got the win and gave up no hits? Because in today's game, Dave Roberts will pull you in a no-hitter. Literally.
based on how many pitches he threw.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If Clayton was throwing a no-hitter and he was at 97 pitches, he wouldn't throw another ball that night.
That's what's going to determine the most is how much you threw that.
Exactly.
Back 110 pitch games.
Ain't no way. No way.
Be stupid, dude.
Just getting started on a Friday. Yay! The aforementioned Rick Bentley will join us at the bottom of the hour. You're listening to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KRM. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
I don't know, whatever. Look, it's nothing that bothers me. It could have been Cesar Chavez. It could have been
Oh, 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 oh.
It's that there again, Ralph Bailey for Zangara Subaru. It's that time again for the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Now, through September 2nd, get incredible offers on 2025 Subaru. And if you've been thinking about an EV, the 2024 Solterra is a great choice. First, Subaru. Same quality, safety, and technology you expect from a Subaru. Plus, it's the only EV that comes standard with symmetrical all-wheel drive. And now, through September 2nd, lease a 2025 Solterra for just $259 a month for 36 months and 0 due at signing. That's right, absolutely nothing at signing. It's an incredible offer on Subaru EV. So don't miss the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now at Zangara Subaru, 5500 Gasoline Alley Drive in the Auto Mall. Zangara Subaru, paving the way for a better community. 2025 Subaru Solterra premium at the T-Mall at that
Yo, and I saw
The Cotton Patch Quilters of Kern County present the afternoon fundraising event under the quilts, pillowcases, teddy bears, and dog beds to Kern County veterans, neonatal intensive care units, at-risk kids, shelters, and fire victims. There will be handmade donation quilts sold through live and silent auctions, a boutique of handmade items, raffle baskets, door prizes, and other surprise happenings. A professional auctioneer will lead the auction, and lunch will be catered by Mossman's. The Under the Sea auction is being custom crafted by members and will showcase over 40 heirloom quality quilts. Tickets for the event are $65 and available at the She Shed by the Peachy Pig, 1518 19th Street, or online at CPQ's website, cottonpatchquiltguild.org. Prior to the event, no tickets will be sold at the door, advanced sales only.
Why choose a Sweet Number Smart Bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Seriously, cooler?
Sweet Number does that. Cools up 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed, plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperatures for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Football is back, and so is the action on PrizePicks. With millions of members
Hello.
and millions of dollars reported in winnings, PrizePicks is the best place to put your takes to the test. Download PrizePicks app today and use the code ROLL and get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. Guaranteed. PrizePicks. Run your game. Price in some states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
I'm JR Flores. That's my show, The JR Show. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Back to the Ralph Bailey Show. On Woodstock 96.1 and 1180. KERS.
Right. 842-5376, 842-KERN. Coming up after the break, we'll talk with Rick Bentley. And then in the 5, we'll talk with the ladies from St. Greek Orthodox Church. Their annual Greek event is coming up. It's, I got to go to that this year. I love Greek food. I really do. Technically, my very first girlfriend was Annette Ortiz in 6th grade, where I sent her a letter that said, "Do you like me as a friend, more as a friend, or not at all? Check a box." And she checked more as a friend. She became my girlfriend in 6th grade at Joe A. Gonzalez Elementary in Cerritos, California. And when she came to the hall, I turned and went the other way. I'm not kidding. I was scared to death of the girl. She was a badass Latina, which kind of created the type for me. She was one of the few girls in my grade that was like my height. She was kind of, for a 6th grader, she was kind of thick. And who knew that that would portend to be my type? But yeah, we might have had, she was my girlfriend throughout, because I left halfway through 6th grade, and she was my girlfriend all the way up. And we might have had 3 conversations. But my serious first girlfriend in 8th grade was Connie Tsoulis, a young Greek girl who would bring me these just ridiculous. First time I ever had baklava was on the bus going to school. We were on the same bus together. That's how we met. And I was friends with her sister, who was in my grade. Connie was a year younger than I was. Until her father broke us up, rudely came to our house and told my mother to stop chasing my daughter. Her grades have suffered since she's dated Ralph. Yeah, and much to my shock, Harriet defended me until she closed the door. She was like, "Well, my son is doing extremely well, and he's my responsibility, just as Connie is your responsibility. So I suggest you leave my home right now. Without my husband here, you do a drop by. I suggest you take your daughter and your wife and you leave our house right now. And you take care of Connie and I'll take care of Ralph, who's doing exceptionally well in school." As soon as that door closed, she turned to me and said, "You got me lying. No, I'm saved, talking about you doing well in school. If I catch you calling that girl, boy, I will whip your hide. I gotta go to church this Sunday lying about you doing well in school and you coming home with a B and C's." I'm like, damn, I thought you were on my side. She wasn't until that door closed, Jack. I'm sorry. I entertain myself with my own life stories. I apologize. And I don't really have time to get into the new facts, and I really don't want to. Basically, what we know is that this Minneapolis killer just got broken up with. Like, why did they report that? Oh, that's why he wanted to terrorize children. Oh, okay. Now we understand. Don't give a damn what his motive is. Why does that motivate journalists? What we do have to do, and we talked about this yesterday, is for the first time they've talked with the dad. Still apparently haven't talked with the mother, but we do need to learn. Now, when I say we, not us, why do we publicize these people? These are wanton killers. The FBI should know this stuff. We should create a subset of characteristics of these people because they are incredibly similar. Young men who have basically given up on life for whatever the myriad of reasons may be. Thankfully, on this Friday, we will take a massive pivot and talk entertainment with our Friday regular. Rick Bentley joins us next. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
Okay.
That's good to hear.
You're getting the last of my energy for this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, this is just the beginning of my freaking long ass weekend. I got to go to a wedding tomorrow. I got to go to LA Sunday. Yeah,
Labor Day weekend traffic.
Sunday. And come back Monday.
You might be. Oh, you're coming back Monday? Oh, never mind. I was like, if you're coming back Sunday.
Monday night.
Yeah, it might not be bad.
Monday night.
It'll take you.
4 hours.
You're trading partners.
Yeah, because you'll get hung out right up with where the 405 and the 5 and all that come together, and it'll just sit.
Tell me about it. Wish I had gout.
If only you know.
No, even I don't wish that. Anything new coming out?
I saw a new movie.
Yeah? Okay, good.
Saw The Roses.
I'm so tempted to rent. You know, I think it really, and if I just wait a couple of months, it'll be on HBO.
Uh-huh.
When it gets down to $5.99, I think I'm going to rent Superman again, just to give it a second shot.
Okay.
I don't think I'm like it anymore because the fundamental part is I just don't like that he gets his ass kicked all night for 2 hours.
Yep.
And he doesn't do Superman stuff. That's the key. He doesn't really.
You're preaching to the choir with me. I've already told you I didn't.
The only Superman thing he does is when he protects a girl and the thing explodes.
Yeah.
And he holds up the building. But he doesn't really do Superman stuff.
No.
And you're right. He's Clark Kent for a minute. And the minute that he was Clark Kent, that was a great scene.
With him and Lois.
When they're arguing about his role and stuff, that was one of the best scenes in the movie.
And I had said this before. I did the big 30-minute package for KGT. I think you judge that how well somebody plays Superman by how well they play Clark Kent.
Right.
Anybody can put on the suit, muscles, and get the special
Mhm.
effects. Christopher Reeve made me believe there were two different guys playing
His
that
shoulders
character.
were different.
Everything just changed
He-
about
he-
his
yeah.
attitude, his
And you could see, because there's that scene where he's about to tell her.
yeah,
And he
yeah,
slowly becomes Superman.
yeah, and then
And then she starts to come out, and then he shrinks back down.
yeah, I mean,
And he's a totally different guy.
but again, that's as important to me, if not even more important, because it's easy. Like I said, once you put that suit on,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, Superman. Of all the characters, superhero characters in Superman, he's the weakest
Yeah.
when you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific, Green
All
Lantern,
more interesting.
they're all more interesting. They're all more textured, and they're all winners.
Yeah.
Again, the Mr. Terrific fight is the best fight in the entire movie.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. That
Yeah.
makes no sense.
So
Have
Yeah.
you watched Rome?
the series
Uh-huh.
years ago.
I just got into it last night.
Oh, it's great.
It really is.
Yeah, it is great.
I am up to I've seen like the first 5 episodes where he's offered Pompey a truce. He's going to accept it. So he's about to get whacked, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty soon. When he comes back, when they come back to Rome, because wasn't there a triumvirate for a little
For a
while?
while. Yeah.
So I'm not to that point yet.
No.
Okay.
As well as I can remember, I would swear to you, you're looking at a series from the 90s.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's an old series.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I should know that though, because there are a couple of guys in there. I was like, he can't still be alive.
So yeah, it's been a while since I saw it.
Yeah,
It's like you asking me about Deadwood.
really? It's
It's
that
like,
old?
Yeah. It's so. My trouble is trying to keep up with the new stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that old stuff. Sure. Okay, forget it.
The most interesting story isn't Caesar. It's the guy who went off to war. His wife has an affair, has a baby, and claims it's his granddaughter, that it's the daughter who had the baby.
Yeah.
And now he's starting to, well, his boy has figured it out. And don't it feel good? It's a Friday, going into a 3-day weekend, going into college football at 9 a.m. Arch Manning taking on Ohio State. But first, Rick Bentley is here as he is every Friday. How are you, sir?
I am great. You didn't even mention next Thursday NFL kicks off.
Yes, it does. Philadelphia and Dallas. Can't wait.
And then the Friday game is really interesting. It's sort of feeding into my theory about where the NFL is going to end up with as far as viewers are concerned.
What is it? Pay-per-view?
It's YouTube. It's only going to be on the YouTube channel.
Really?
Yeah, it's the Chargers versus Kansas City from Brazil,
Okay.
and it's going to be available through streaming on YouTube. I have been saying this for years and years that eventually NFL is going to all be pay-per-view
Yeah.
or all streaming, and every time
And
I
we're
turn
gonna have
around,
to pay for the Super Bowl.
oh yeah, and yes, they make tons of money off the commercials, but they could make tons tripled by
And who wouldn't
charging-
pay? Who wouldn't pay $24.95?
Well, that's it, and they could promote it as get the the friends together, everybody chips in at $24.95.
True. That was
Yeah.
silly.
$240.95 maybe,
Yeah.
but get your friends together and everybody chip in and pay for it, and everybody watch it together.
Yeah. It's sad.
So, but that's where it's going to go.
And ESPN has taken over the what do I used to watch, Chris? What do they call it? The NFL mix. The red zone. ESPN's taking over the red zone.
Yeah, and I
That's
love
going to be a disaster.
the red zone.
I do too. I'd rather watch that than anything.
Because I love NFL football. Don't get me wrong, but that time between plays and
Mhm.
measuring it, I love the red zone where you go, they scored, yeah. Oh, now we're going to cut to this game where they're getting it. So
Yeah.
but
And I used to get the mix where you could watch like was it 6 or 8 games at one time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a panel of 3, like the NFL,
Yeah.
like the news mix that I watch every morning.
yeah, but anyway, that's the way things are going.
Yeah.
Which leads into one of two categories we can talk about today.
Yes.
We can talk about a new movie I saw
Mm-hmm.
that opens today in theaters,
Yes.
or we can talk about a really interesting trend in network television.
Well, somewhere I read it's my show, so let's do both.
Well, which do you want? It's yours. I would, but you know what? I'm going to be the one talking. So if I want to start to talk about the other one,
I don't
will.
care which one you start with.
I don't either. Which one do you want?
Let's do the movie that you saw.
Okay, I saw The Roses.
The Roses.
Yes, this is based on the book and the movie, The War of the Roses.
Oh, really? I was going to make a joke about that.
No, you don't
I
have
would've
to.
Stumbled into the truth.
Yes, and
Starring Michael Douglas and don't tell me, Kathy.
No, not Kathy.
She was the man on Friends. Turner, Kathleen Turner.
Kathleen Turner,
Kathleen
right?
Turner.
Directed by
No idea.
Danny DeVito.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Why do you question me?
I don't. I'm shocked.
So basically, what they've done is they've sort of remade it. It's got the same theme to it. If you saw that original movie or read the book, it's about a couple who fall in love. In this film, they have a meet cute. They've started life together, and in the movie and in the book, it's almost from the very beginning that relationship has some problems, and it builds and builds and builds until you get to the conclusion where both are trying to kill the other. I mean, it gets that wild.
I lived that.
Oh,
I lived that. I really did. My parents had a couple, and they're long dead, so I guess I can name them Dr. Seymour, Cass and Barbara Seymour. And I loved Mrs. Seymour. She was a Wonder Woman. They were so weird. They got married twice.
Wow.
And the relationship was so bad that we had like a group of friends. And that's all we knew, is this group of friends that my parents had. And there were 4 parties a year. And our party was the Labor Day party. It's coming up.
Yeah.
That was my family's party. And every Labor Day, my parents would get into a fight because my father would say, we have to invite them. And my mother would be like, you know what's going to happen, Ralph. You know what's going to happen. The party will start at 1, and by 2:30 they'll be fighting in the living room.
Yep.
And you'll have to go in and come, Cass, come with me, and I'm going to have to say, Barbara, come with me. And they'll be we're not doing this again. And they'd show up, and that will happen. It was an annual event.
Were guns ever drawn?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's not quite the War of the Roses.
No,
We didn't get that far.
No, they didn't. He didn't drive a car up into our house.
Right,
Or anything
okay.
like that.
So anyway, this one stars Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman, who I think are 2 of the great actors working at this time.
No kidding.
The problem I have, I love the original War of the Roses. I thought that thing built up perfectly.
It's a funny movie.
It's a great ending. It's probably not the kind of ending everybody loves, but
Right.
I like those kind of endings. The problem I am having with this 2 things. One is the director. It's directed by Jay Roach, who did all the Austin Power movies.
Oh, okay.
So he has he's better suited for comedy. And this story, it really, if there's any comedy to it, it's a very, very dark comedy. And I don't feel like he felt as comfortable. And so we don't have the pacing that the original film and the book had. Instead of that slow build up, that turning that flame up and keep turning it up until he just sort of goes level. And they do have some spats and sort of snipe at each other, but nothing
Abnormal.
right. Every
couple
average couple
fights.
would do that, right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly we hit a wall, and it just skyrockets into violence. And so I didn't like that. It was just sort of a left turn. I like the build up. I like sort of watching the pot boil and then seeing it boil over.
Yeah.
And the other thing was, as good as Benedict and Olivia are, and I think they're great.
They're
please
very
don't
good.
get me wrong. They're British. So when we have them earlier in the production, sniping it at each other, it almost sounds too prim and too proper.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care too much for you anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care too much with you. It never sounds venomous.
Right.
And when Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner were talking, you could see the venom. I mean, it was spewing everywhere. So I think it's one of those weird situations where you got the 2 best actors you could, and they're great, but were they the right casting for this? And so I like the film. If you haven't seen the original, I think you'll be better off. If you haven't seen the War of the Roses, it gets a B- for me. So it's something I would say.
It's not a bad grade.
See it. I'm not saying not see it.
Yeah.
And somebody asked me today, should they see it on a big screen? No. It's a
Wait.
perfect streaming movie.
Yeah.
It's a perfect for television. There's nothing in it. I mean, because it's all about this couple's falling apart. And so you don't need a big screen to see that. You can tell it, because most of it's done with words. And so you can hear that on whether you're in a big theater or at home. So I would recommend, it's worth seeing. I'm not saying it's not, but it's worth seeing at home.
See, that's a Bailey movie. Reality, real life, conversations, dialogue, drama, and then the third act.
Well, I want to refrain from I don't want people to think that it's real dialogue. It is very stylized. It's almost,
What do you mean?
well, it's like everything is a quip. Everything is a smart retort.
Right.
Everything is, it's just not like you and I talking. It's like if you said, Rick, your review is awful, and go, well, so's your cat. It's some kind of quick retort. And so it's not everyday language, but it's the kind of stuff you would expect in this kind of story.
I think of Garson Kanin and Ruth Gordon and the film Adam's Rib,
Yeah.
starring Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn. That's the kind of movie where they're in a marriage. They're both lawyers. Right. They're on opposite sides of a really famous case. And they've got that same kind of banner that goes on throughout the film.
Yeah. But there's something about that British accent, too, that sort of, I don't know, softens it, too, for me. But
formalizes it a little bit.
It formalizes is the perfect word for it. Yeah.
What else is going on?
Well, it's an interesting thing I want to talk about with the networks.
Yeah.
This came up because, you saw that the president is wanting to pull the licenses of two of the major networks. And so it made me start thinking about what's the future of networks. And again, if that whole pulling the license thing, even if he attempted to do it, I think it would be in court long. Even if he figured out a way to stay in office in 2028, that lawsuit would still go on long after that. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah.
What I'm worried about is for years and years when I worked in newspapers, about this time I start preparing my fall preview for the TV season. All the networks would launch new shows in September. That's when we got through the summer reruns.
Right.
And back when we had 6 networks, I remember having as many as 60 new shows to write about. I'm now struggling to find 5.
Really?
NBC will launch its new fall season with only 1 new show, and it's a reality show from Jimmy Fallon. And it's almost an hour commercial. It's not even a good representation of
I
television.
saw a clip of that. What is the whole premise?
Well,
of this?
it's the idea of how would you market big
Oh
products?
yes, I saw that where they're decorating planes and things like that.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel. It's not like Shark Tank,
That's what I was going to say.
where,
They're trying to
where you've
rip
got
that off.
people who have those people are mostly people are just trying to struggle and trying to find their footing.
Legitimate business folks trying to get up on their
This
feet.
new NBC show is going to sort of lean toward established people who spend money as advertisers, and so it really feels to me like just
A
kind
money
of
maker.
dirty, kind of grunge. But the point of that whole thing is no other new show.
That's crazy.
They're bringing back, stuff from last year. They're amping up their sports coverage. The CW,
Yeah, they've added the NBA.
they've added the
NBC.
NBA.
Yeah.
I had a chance to talk with a couple of station owners, and I said, "What is this sort of love of sports?" Because CW has just signed a deal with college football. We're seeing a lot more of that. And they said people love live programming.
Yeah.
And sports provides that, and so that's why they're going in for that more than they are developing scripted programming or even unscripted. And only the people on the internet saw me do the air quotes.
Yeah. Can I interrupt you for a second?
No, I am on a roll, and I'm not going to.
Well, go ahead.
No,
I
go
don't
ahead.
want to- What is it that football has gotten much better than when we were kids? Is the product that much better, or has the NFL just done an incredible job of marketing? And what lurches me into this conversation is I was watching a MASH documentary. I think it was something on Loretta Swit. And I think it was 76, 77. And with the great television we have now, you can stop the television.
Yeah.
So the ratings came up for 77, and I froze it just to go back in time
to see
see what I watched when I was in 9th grade. And Happy Days and the Jeffersons,
Right.
blah, 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 blah. Monday Night Football was like 16th, 17th.
Yeah.
And at that time, MASH, the last episode of MASH in 83 would become, for a long time, the highest rated show
Yeah.
ever.
Right.
And then all of a sudden in the 90s, I think it started maybe in the late 90s, up until today, the Super Bowl, each different Super Bowl is the highest rated show in the history of television.
Well,
How did Monday Night Football go from damn near breaking the top 20
right.
to now you put football on Tuesday at 1 a.m. and the ratings will be out the roof?
And I think you hit the point of its marketing. The
Yeah.
NFL said, we want to make this product
A
not-
TV show.
not just a seasonal, but if you pay attention, you can watch football programming all year long.
Yep.
We make a huge deal out of the draft. Okay, and
It's become an event.
it's become a major event.
When it used to be a little thing in a room in New York City.
And we get
and
something.
nobody covered it on
you know,
TV.
A sports report would say,
Yeah.
so and so.
ESPN would be the only ones covering it.
Yeah, exactly. But now it's become a major televised event. You have, those, behind the scenes shows that are done on
Hard
on
Knocks.
Hard Knocks, those kind of things. There's
The
always
combines.
the combine.
They've made a show out of the
It's
combines.
everything.
Here's a 305-pound lineman running a 40, and people are watching it.
And so what you have is it's a year-round program, and so you just stay with it.
OTAs,
Look,
training camp.
When we were younger, it was baseball.
Yeah,
Baseball was the number one thing you
it was
watched.
dominant.
And now, almost it's hard to if you don't have cable. How do you find?
Yeah,
But I don't have cable, but I can watch. I can watch ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox all have NFL football on.
Yep.
And so everybody's a part of the game. And we don't see that as far as baseball is concerned. So that's why it's fallen off.
Yeah.
The NBA is trying. And I just don't feel like I think the NBA is going to have to struggle because
yeah,
they have a situation where you have in the middle of the season where you have key players who are sitting out because I played 2 nights in a
Management.
row.
Yeah,
I got to take really it's a basketball game. Get up.
yeah. And the
Where-
product isn't that good.
Whereas with the NFL, you have injuries, and you certainly have main players who have to sit out for that. But unless it's the end of the season, and we know that the Chiefs are in the playoffs, you don't see Patrick Mahomes
No.
Sitting out.
No, they play. The
He will-
stars play.
The stars will play, and so if there's any meaning to it whatsoever, if you've iced it, okay. So yeah, the NFL has done, and the NFL reached out to women, young people. They're not waiting for people to find football as they get older. They're cultivating it with kids. I mean, the Nickelodeon Slime Zone football games are creating future NFL fans.
Yeah, you're right.
And again, I'm not saying that kids don't watch NFL games with their parents, but that NFL, that Slime Zone and the Nickelodeon makes it something for them. It's special for them. So the NFL is reaching out to them. So yeah, I just feel like, and then, I think right now we're in a great time as far as, Mahomes is an attraction. As much as I cringe every time there's a Taylor Swift mention, she was a great
She's
thing for
had
the
a
NFL.
huge impact.
She's
on
had
the
a
NFL.
major impact on the NFL.
I saw a piece the other night. They were talking about they think she's been for the NFL. They think she's been worth at least I think they were guesstimating like $175 million.
Oh, I think it's more than that.
Yeah,
I just think because she's opened it up to
young girls.
or even young boys. I mean, all ages. So,
Yeah.
but we had that era. Tom Brady. As much as you either like or hate Tom Brady, we got fasted. That was almost a soap opera storyline. When will it all end? How can he keep doing this? I mean, and the NFL played that up.
Yeah.
So that's the idea of it. It's all. We want to say it's a sport. It's all television.
It's a television show.
It's an entertainment
It is. It
first.
absolutely is.
Why do we now have the electronic way of measuring first downs? I mean, the chains worked fine forever, but now it's a little glitzier. It's another gimmick, and so, and again, I remember watching football years ago. I can't now look at an old game and say, well, where's the 10 mark?
Where's the first down?
Where's the first down play?
Yeah.
Where's the red zone? I want to see all that in there. So
yeah, they've done a great job. They really have.
They have.
Truly, truly have.
Yeah.
Also wanted to get your thoughts. Rick Bentley is our guest, as he is every Friday at 3:30, on the shakeup at Saturday Night Live.
4 people are out that
Yeah.
we know of. Yeah.
And the girl is the only one that I really recognized and liked. And
Heidi.
Heidi,
Yeah.
was that her name?
Yeah.
I thought she was. Did she leave on her own accord? Were they fired? Well, what's going on there?
The 3 gentlemen, and again, I don't have their names. Longfellow's one of them. I don't know. I can remember who did nothing on. I mean, it's one of those.
I didn't even recognize.
If we needed a scene where there was a group sitting behind somebody, he was in there.
Yeah,
But
I didn't even recognize the guy.
She did a lot.
She did. She was very talented.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I brought it up, because I didn't even know the 3 other guys.
And I don't think this is it. I think this 4 is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. So she got whacked?
There's nobody saying.
Yeah.
My feeling is yes.
Yeah, because you don't leave unless you've got like a movie deal coming up or
Right.
something like that, like Chevy Chase.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
all the guys that eventually left. They all left because they had movie careers.
exactly. They knew they could. They thought they could do bigger and better things. Some
Yeah.
of them succeeded. Some of them didn't. But
Who were some that didn't?
Well, Charles Rocket.
Charles Rocket.
Yeah.
I don't even see.
Well, there we go.
I've
I
never even heard of
I've
Charles
made
Rocket.
my
You really did. That was boom, right on.
I had that.
Charles Rocket.
I had that
Never,
locked and loaded, ready to go.
never heard of Billy Bear.
Charles Rocket got fired from the show. He was doing the weekend update, and he used the F bomb.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and then his rocket fizzled.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Adam Sandler made it. Eddie made it. Belushi made it. Aykroyd made it. Chevy Chase made it.
I'm trying to think of Adam Sandler's friend, who's just kind of.
Oh, David Spade.
Well, Spade had a TV show, but I'm thinking of somebody else. But there was a couple. There's been a few. A lot of the women did not go on to. I mean, Jane Curtin had
she disappeared.
had a show for a
It
while.
was
and then,
horrible.
Yeah, and sort of that sort of died.
Yeah.
You know,
You're right. Mostly the women. are
yeah,
ones
the
that
women
don't
have,
make it.
yeah. Cecily Strong has not. You know, I know she became a mom, and she's probably dealing with that. But a person I thought was one of the more talented people on that show, and now she's not doing a lot.
Lorraine Newman never really did anything
Never
much.
much. Yeah. I think Gilda would have probably gone on to greatness.
Had she not died.
Yeah. But yeah, I think if we could go back and look at those names from, you know, it probably leans heavily toward the women who did not quite make it.
Yeah.
You know, but then we forget. Then there's people like Robert Downey Jr., who we forget he was on that show.
I do forget that.
Yeah,
I did forget that.
He's the only member of Saturday Night Live to have ever won an Oscar.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What did he win his Oscar for? Not Chaplin.
No, for Oppenheimer.
Oh, that's right. He just won. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
That's right. I did know that.
yeah.
One of the few movies I've seen.
But
actually.
we have, you know, we forget about him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great actor. He
Yeah,
really is.
uh,
Really?
He's okay.
Really?
He's okay.
Oh, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Because I think he's unbelievable. I thought I loved Chaplin.
I thought he was great in Chaplin. One role does not make you.
Okay.
And Oppenheimer was a
I thought
supporting.
I thought he should have won the Oscar for Weird Science.
Okay.
I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, you are. You are. Yeah. Wow.
Whereas big scene is he pours the Slurpee on.
But
on
he
the
did
kid.
it well.
He did do
You
it
could
well.
tell it was a method thing.
Yeah.
That he was literally feeling the anger when he did.
Yeah. What about the movie where he plays the brother? Did you appreciate that?
I don't even remember that one.
What is
Oh,
it?
Tropic
Tropic
Thunder.
Thunder?
Oh.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder.
I had problems with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you say that. It warms my heart.
Yeah, well,
But he's playing a brother.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I have trouble with that. It just unless you're doing something like the Watermelon Man,
Yeah.
where you're trying to make a very political point
Right.
about it, I'll give you that. But that's just personally me. I'm not trying to put my views.
Who was that? Very famous black comic.
Why don't
George. I can't remember.
Godfrey? I want to say
Godfrey. Yes, come on.
it's Godfrey something.
Yes, talk to me.
Yeah.
George Godfrey Cambridge? No. Godfrey
Daniels.
Daniels. That's like my grandfather.
It's Godfrey
Godfrey
Daniels. I
Daniels.
can't think of Godfrey's last name. Godfrey Cambridge.
That's what I said. I stumbled into it.
Yeah.
Godfrey Cambridge.
Yeah. So I'm saying that was I had a problem with Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
I get the humor, but no. And that's what's great about movies. You know, a lot of people, you don't have to go see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. I get paid to do it, but otherwise you don't have to. Oh, I hated that movie with a passion. Yes.
See, that's his kind of movie. You loved it, didn't you? I knew he loved it.
I think the
I knew
Wayans
he
brothers are funny. I do. But that, but
The
that,
top older brothers. I don't know about the younger brothers.
well, that's true.
Damon and who's the old brother? The oldest? Keenan.
Keenan.
Those two are funny. Now
Yeah.
the two younger brothers who had the show and
Yeah.
Marlon and the other one, not so much.
Yeah. But
Weren't they on Saturday Night Live for a minute?
one of them was.
I think Marlon was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not so
Yeah.
much.
It'd be funny to look at the list of all the people on Saturday Night Live because it's
Can you imagine?
Yeah, when you have
51
years,
years.
yeah.
That's crazy.
And you'd have Keenan would be on, 90% of that list
And he's the Kenan Thompson longest running
ever.
ever. That's
The
Does
smartest
that-
man in show business.
no kidding.
You get a great
Getting a good
job,
check, keep it.
keep it coming.
Tell that to McLean Stevenson.
Yep.
Tell that to Wayne Rogers. Guys that walked away.
David Caruso.
Yep. Guys that walked away from major hits,
Yep.
thinking they could go on and do bigger things, and
Yeah,
they
you-
never did.
You better have that hit going before you start.
no
It's like
kidding.
never leave a job until you have the other job nailed.
First thing my father ever taught me
Yep.
in work and business. Have a wonderful weekend,
You
sir.
too.
We'll talk to you next Friday.
Happy Labor Day.
Rick Bentley, everybody. That's one of the first things my dad taught me in business. Never, it's like a car.
Yep.
You never sell your car until you buy a new one. And you never leave a job until you have another one.
That's what I told my son. I said, I don't care how much you hate the job you're in. You hang on to it until you can, you've signed the
Office is searching for a missing at-risk 17-year-old boy last seen in Rosamond on Wednesday. Anthony Lucanville was last seen in the 3300 block of Carnation Street. Suspected sliding 130 pounds with black hair and green eyes. His picture is posted on KCSO social media. Anyone who knows anything is has asked to give them a call. Thousands of missing soldiers are being honored in a new and unique dog tag display. The Portrait of a Warrior display has unveiled the Missing in Action exhibit, which features over 82,000 dog tags, which represent U.S. service members still missing. The display aims to honor the soldiers and raise awareness beyond Memorial Day and Veterans Day. The exhibit includes a section devoted to Kern County's 126 missing soldiers. A person is suffering major injuries after being hit by a train Wednesday night. Bakersfield police say it happened just after 10:45 p.m. Expect a dry, mainly warm or hot Labor Day weekend across Kern County. Highs in the South Valley between the high 90s and low 100s. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 80s in the mountain towns with some chilly mornings between Fraser Park and Pine Mountain Club. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Call or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for, live from the KERN studio.
Hour 2 of the broadcast on this Friday. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com. Want to thank Rick Bentley for joining us as he does every Friday at 3:30. What happened to all the doodads and knickknacks that JR had back here? He's cleaned them up and taken them home for himself? But it was kind of cool that he had like that radio. That was like a real radio. It was like a little tiny little radio, and we just had like a little stand. We've got like a buck guitar on the ground. Shouldn't this be more prominently? I mean, shouldn't this be like right there? I know. It was never up on this level. Never. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. Well, then he takes it down for my show. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. But I'm not the program director. I just do my show and go home at 6:15. But that makes no sense. So he makes his show attractive, and then he takes all the stuff down to make my show look bare. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. So I have to bring in my own stuff? All right, I'll bring in my own stuff. All right, I'm going to bring in my own stuff. I have Malcolm X be like, and then I'll have a picture of Martin Luther King over here. And then I'm going to put a little picture of my dad over there. And then what else? I'll put my Little League picture right there from 6th grade. And then picture of my mom and Thaddeus over here. Oh, okay. Is that how we're doing it? I thought we were a station. But since we decorate based on shows, we're going to black it up in here, Jack. We're going to put the NAACP banner right across Kern Radio. We're going to have Malcolm in the corner. That's how we do it around here? Okay, I got you. I see you, JR. I see you. We're going to have it all decorated when I get through. Shoot. I thought we were a station. We do it show by show by show. Okay. All right. Let me see what I can pull up, Jack. I'll have the NBC Peacock back there by the time I'm through. We'll see what happens. On a much more serious note, do I really have to be serious on a Friday? What do you got on the board? I don't feel like doing anything. It's a Friday and nobody's listening to us. There is literally one person in the chat room. And do you know why nobody's listening to us? Yes, but you would think your logic would be, well, they're traveling to the coast, Ralph, so they've got you on. No. Why don't they have us on? because they got the family in the car. And you think the wife and the kids in the back seat want to hear me? Really? I mean, I'm egotistical, and I think I have a very large audience, but no family wants to listen to talk radio as they're going on their 3-day weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like when I have kids, it's my standard line, but it's true. When I have kids tell me, yes, I know who you are. I've listened to you before. My dad has you on in the car. I always say, that's child abuse. You need to tell your dad about that. That's not right. That's not fair. But what do you got on the board? Well, I would have thought he would have put something Raider up, but we don't have any Raider gear up here. So all the stuff down here he puts on his show, the Eagles, the BCHS thing, and all that stuff goes up in his show, and then he takes it down when I come in. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. We're going to blacken it up in here. I know. And then we'll get into a feud. He'll come in and bring in a sombrero. No. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. A sombrero? Really, Ralph? I should have called in on that. Really, Ralph? A sombrero? You racist son of a... All right, that's enough. What else you got? I voted for the man twice. I'm glad he's president, but some of the things, like they're revoking the Secret Service. Now that makes sense, but everybody knows he didn't do it because it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And this Lisa Cook thing, although this Lisa Cook thing, as much as I would like to defend her, because she's a Spelman graduate, which is the all-female university college right across the street from Morehouse College, she's criminal. Now, whether or not the president should be finagling with the Federal Reserve Board is a whole different question. It's never been done. Every president has tried. That's one of the things that the present day media either is ignorant on history, which I doubt, or they just refuse to admit that many of the power authority things that Trump is trying to do, and you're right, those Trump detesters, he's trying to expand the powers of the presidency. This ain't nothing new. Barack Obama turned the IRS on some of his detractors. That's a fact. Nixon did it. Nixon had an enemy list that included people like Paul Newman and Steve McQueen, like liberal Hollywood he went after. It's not new for presidents to weaponize the government. There's nothing new about that. It doesn't make it right, but don't pretend that this fascist has come along and changed the will of government and the direction of government. If you believe that, you Democrats, you Trump haters, you just don't know your history. You really don't. You truly, truly don't. Because you can go back as far as Eisenhower weaponizing the government and going up against Democrats after a long, long run. Because you got to remember, Republicans were kept out of the presidency for damn near 2 decades, from 1932 to 1948. And so when Eisenhower gets in 52, there's a lot of untangling to do. And he absolutely weaponized the government. Kennedy did it. Kennedy sicked the IRS and a bunch of people. There's 2 ways to catch somebody. If you want to fire somebody, and you want to just dig up some dirt on them, the two surest ways, the Internal Revenue Service, because just about everybody, I don't want to use the word cheat, but everybody does a little something with the taxes. Everybody. And mortgage rates and mortgage deals. Everybody does it. And Lisa Cook, I hate to admit, despite the fact that she's a Spelman girl who was there when I was matriculating in Atlanta, we were on the campus at the same time. I'm 2 years older than she is. But the fact of the matter is she had 3 different residences that she was claiming were her primary residences. She bought a place in Virginia. 2 weeks later, she bought a place in Georgia and claimed it was her main residence. And then she bought a place in Cambridge, if I can read my own writing, and claimed that was her secondary residence. And she was actually renting that Cambridge residence out. I believe it was in Florida, and she was renting it out. That's against the law. And the reason you do it is because it brings down the mortgage rates, and it can be the difference in tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, as a man that's never bought a home, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm just parroting what I heard on television this morning. But she is most likely in trouble. Now, whether or not, again, like I said, whether the president can finagle with the Federal Reserve Board and just plan in the people that he wants and manipulate the economy from the White House is something we've just never seen before. Now, that is an incredible expansion of the presidential powers that we have never seen before. And Trump has gone in several avenues that we've never seen before. But there's never been, I would suggest there's never been a president that sat in the White House that has not attempted to expand the powers of the federal government, in particular, obviously, the executive branch. Not one of them. Please. Are you kidding me? Lyndon Johnson? Are you kidding? People are still arguing whether or not Lyndon Johnson started Vietnam. The Gulf of Tonkin. There are some people who believe that the Gulf of Tonkin, which was an attack on an American ship in the Gulf of Tonkin in Vietnam, is completely made up. Completely made up because Johnson wanted his war. Presidents do this all the time. But very rarely do presidents get the kind of coverage that Donald Trump gets. And that is, 90-10 against him. The 10% being Fox, the 90% being everyone else. It really is amazing. It really, really is. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll check the board. We've got guests coming in. They're coming in studio, are they not? At 5 o'clock. And we'll talk a little sports. Vladimir Putin has attacked the Ukrainian capital. He don't want peace. He don't want any part of peace. He really doesn't. This thing is going to stop when Vladimir Putin is assassinated. That's when it stops. And I would love, well, I really wouldn't, but it'd be fascinating. I wouldn't love it, but it would be fascinating to live in Russia for a month. You know what I mean? To really live in Russia and be able to understand the language and hear what people are saying at lunch tables and in restaurants. The economy is in the toilet. They've lost 1 million men. If you live in Moscow, I'd be willing to bet every citizen in Moscow knows someone who's died in this war, or either knows their family, or think about us in a war where we'd lose 1 million people. We'd impeach the president. We'd absolutely impeach him. And the only way you impeach Putin is with a bomb or gunfire. And I truly believe, I don't think he lives out his unlimited term. I really don't. I think eventually somebody's going to take him out, and it would have to be a high-level Russian. It would have to be one of his boys, just the way they do it in the mafia. It's always one of your friends that comes to shoot you in the back of the head. Quick break. It's TRBS on a Friday, right here on Newstalk 96.1 and AM 1180, KERN, where we're streaming live at kernradio.com. Oh, really? Randy gone already? Mother. No snacks either?
Daniel gives us a weekly update on the deficit and its growth. We look at silver and gold, and obviously the stock market, and all kind of economic issues that most importantly impact you. But again, you guys know what Best Banker and Peachtree Wealth Advisors are all about. They're all about retirement. I keep telling you guys, it's one of the smartest moves that I've ever made financially. Call Daniel, 395-9400, 395-9400. If retirement is in your near future, or just tune in Thursdays at 4:30 when he joins us every week. Folks at Best Maker, Wealth Advisor.
You don't hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that.
There are 4 employees at American General Media.
IRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to
And get this,
5,000,
3 of them are black.
500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if
The brother over in corporate, Gooby's over there, and me,
575-1783. Don't lose hope.
Marshall Sanders, my barber.
Wait, Marshall was your barber?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. Oh, that's
Gooby.
funny. Yeah, I didn't know it. I haven't met him yet. So that's fun. They just told me he works out of here. I didn't know he actually was he's the one who cut your hair.
He's the one that plays golf so slow.
Is he the one who called? You said you wanted a job. You called me asking for a number.
No, that was that girl, Fawn Purdy. Oh, you didn't meet a Randy better. Gooby is the slowest fucking golfer I've ever played with. It's like, Gooby, we've all hit. Can you get out of the cart? Come on, let's go. We've all hit. It's your turn. Hang on a second. Like,
You could hit and then text right
yeah, it's like, and it's the same thing when he cuts my hair. He's like, and did you know that the girl did? And I'm like, Gooby, cut my hair. And then she didn't even, I'm just like, Gooby, cut my hair. He's a good dude, though. If he's still here at 6, I'll just go with him. He's cutting my hair tonight. He ain't gonna be here at 6. I'll tell you that. Our entire African American staff is here. Oh, Snacks. Snacks isn't here. We got some nice things said in the chat room. Lori is listening in Morro Bay. Hi, Lori. Wish I was in Morro Bay, Jack. With Lori, as a matter of fact. Christopher says, Chris Orr. Hey, Chris. Rose, I'm here watching and listening. Love your childhood stories. Oh, you're going to love today's show then. Because I don't feel like talking about anything. Nate says, love your show. Listen every day while at work. Keep up the good work, bro. Thank you. Normally the chat room is filled with, let's call them naysayers. Let's call them naysayers. What else you got on the board? Anything? I could tell some childhood stories. I was telling Randy some childhood stories today. We were talking about somehow the subject of, there were two things that we talked about. If you could have one moment in your life that you could change. Have you ever seen the movie Mr. Destiny? No. Neither have I. But Randy was telling me about it. It is a Jim Belushi movie where he does the Bailey. He's the GOAT of his little league team. That what's the matter? Oh, they can't hear you. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, it's too bad they didn't hear me give them shout outs. I just gave you guys shout outs. You didn't even hear it. Should I redo it again? Since they didn't hear it, turn it up. Yeah. Can you guys hear it now?
No, they can hear you. They just can't hear me.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so you did hear the shout out. Okay, good. It's a movie with Jim Belushi, and he gets to go back in his childhood. Michael Caine plays like the Cary Grant angel, and he gets to go back and change. He's kind of an ordinary guy, and he gets to change one moment in his life, and it's when he strikes out when he was a little leaguer. And instead of striking out, he hits a home run, and he's the hero, and it changes his whole life. And that's the premise of the movie. I've never seen it, so don't ask me how it ends or the premise, the plot, other than what I just described. And I was like, "Ooh, Randy, that's a nice little topic for the show." So if you had one moment in your life, see, now I don't really have a moment. I have decisions.
Yeah, that's my thing. Decisions.
That I would certainly change. I don't know if finishing at Morehouse was yeah, it was kind of a decision because I kind of quit. It wasn't that I flunked out of Morehouse. I just determined, based on my own stupid ego, that I could do it without a degree. The degree was the long route, and then I was taking the short route. I was interning at CNN. I was winning all kind of awards for writing and all this kind of nonsense. And I was like, what is studying geology going to do for me in a newsroom? I don't need this. But that, and then leaving my high school in 10th grade, changing high schools, going into the 11th grade. That was one of the biggest errors I ever made in my life.
Did you really have a decision in that, though?
Oh, I totally did.
Did you really? Okay.
Oh, I totally convinced my parents. And whenever I told the story, I tell the truth. My dad loved it. My dad at first was like, "Why do you want to do this?" And I explained what happened was, and I've told this thousands of times. I went to and I hate describing it, but a pretty elite private school in Sherman Oaks that a lot of celebrities' kids went to. I mean, I've gone through the list. I love telling the Leslie Land. That's my favorite celebrity story. I had a crush on Michael Landon's daughter, and I was the best athlete in my 6th grade class. And so I got to pick the kickball team and the softball team, and that's how Mr. Goodman did it. Our PE teacher, one class, their captain got to pick their teams, and I got to pick our teams. I got to put them in order, and I would have Leslie Landon either bat in front of me or behind me, because when we would sit on the bench, we were in shorts, and our thighs would touch. And in 6th grade, dude, that's sex for me, Jack. I needed a cigarette after PE, Jack. Oh, shoot. And leaving there, going into 11th grade was the biggest mistake I ever made. And the reason we left was a group of teachers. The school was founded by a woman by the name of Isabel Buckley, who's written the book, College Begins at 2. And she was still alive. She was still the headmaster. And a group of teachers got together and tried to start a union. And it got back to Dr. Buckley, and she was the epitome of a headmaster. She had the look. She was an older woman. She was probably in her 70s back then, probably 60s, because I was too young to be able to tell age. And she was probably younger than I thought she was. But she was there every morning to shake hands with the kids coming off the bus on either the elementary school side or the high school side sometimes. And when she found out that they wanted to try to get a union, she summarily fired them like they were gone the next day. And they were like some of the most popular teachers at the school. And from that point on, we had live trucks outside our school. We had to get like escorted onto the campus. It was on the front page of the Valley section of the LA Times. And the smartest cat I knew, and almost to this day, John Tempero was like, Ralph, we got to get out of here. We'll never get into a good college coming out of here. And he convinced me to go to Brentwood, and biggest mistake of my life. But how can you say that? You know, if I was unhappy with my life, I would say, God, I shouldn't have done that because I wouldn't have ended up here. But I like my life. I think twists and turns happen for a reason. Bad decisions happen for a reason. I don't know. What do y'all think? Quick timeout. Last half hour of the Four. Don't go anywhere.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Report. I'm Keith Peters. Politico is reporting a federal appeals court on Friday struck down President Donald Trump's use of emergency powers granted by Congress to impose tariffs,
And that's something.
opening the door for the administration to potentially have to repay billions of dollars worth of duties. The 7-4 ruling raises doubts about deals Trump has struck with the European Union, Japan, South Korea, and other major trading partners to reduce the reciprocal trade tariff rates on their imports from the levels the administration eventually set in April. The ruling will not take effect right away, giving the administration time to appeal to the Supreme Court. This has been an SRN News special report. I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. Thousands of missing soldiers are being honored in a new and unique dog tag display. The Portrait of a Warrior display has unveiled the Missing in Action exhibit, which features over 82,000 dog tags which represent U.S. service members still missing. The display aims to honor the soldiers and raise awareness beyond Memorial Day and Veterans Day. The exhibit includes a section devoted to Kern County's 126 missing soldiers. Expect a dry, mainly warm or hot Labor Day weekend across Kern County. Highs in the South Valley between the high 90s and low 100s Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 80s in the mountain towns with some chilly mornings between Frazier Park and Pine Mountain Club. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Look who's here. It's the Valpredo family from Luigi's Restaurant and Old World Delicatessen. Gino, I know everything begins with your incredible staff and your familial atmosphere.
I love what we have at Luigi's, and I love everybody that works there, and we're all like family, and then our customers are like family, so it's all one great place.
And Lynette, I know your passion is the delicatessen.
What I
Hey, we'll
love
do
about
this
it is
Monday.
that when you have lunch
I'm
in the
gonna study
restaurant,
these
you
'cause
can
she's-
go next door into
I'm
our
gonna
deli
study
and
these
buy
and reword it,
anything
because
that's
she
on our menu.
clearly didn't
Our
like
best sellers
ours, 'cause
are
she's now
the
written a
pasta
script.
sauce, Luigi
So I'm just
seasoning,
gonna like learn
freshly
it, make a
sliced
script,
meats and
kind of
cheeses,
reword it.
specialty food items.
I figured that's why I told you we didn't have to do them today. There's 3 of them, so whatever you do, we'll just cut it on Monday because there's 3 other ones I need to get done too. Not from you, but from somebody else, and they want them to be somewhat the same. So
I wish every client did this. God dang.
I even gave you a 30-second one too at the bottom.
Did they? Oh, yeah. Wow.
In the world, but you don't want to be bored to tears.
Well, tune in the Armstrong and Getty Show. We'll keep you informed. We'll try to make you think.
Yeah, I'll
we will
study
leave
it. Just
behind
gotta put
the
it in my
ever-present left-wing media spin. And you know what? We're not angry all the time. Sometimes we have fun.
I'm angry a lot, but not all the time. That's the Armstrong and Getty Show every single weekday.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. Catch me weekday morning 6 to 9 a.m. on First Look with Scott Cox, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Eight 5376 842 KERN. Headed into a 3-day weekend. Just gonna have some fun on this Friday. You guys have any regrets? Any moments that stick out in your life? Those are the only big ones that I can think of. I have some regrets about going to Europe.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, not going, but
Oh,
the
like what
things
you
that
did
we
on it.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or didn't do, rather.
Yeah. We were kids. We were 17 and a half. And we had been in Europe for it was a month-long trip. And we'd been there about 2.5 weeks. And when we got to Paris, we went on a 3-day canoe and kayak trip down the Ardèche River. And we ended up in Lyon. And then we went to Paris. And we were so excited to go to McDonald's. I had no French food in Paris. None. We were so incredibly thrilled to have a Royale with cheese. We really were. And just stuff like that, you know. And the gifts that I got my parents were so weak. I got them these pewter, now they were expensive, but I knew my parents better than that. They were these short little pewter wine glasses that my parents never used once. And my mother put them up. She had the big thing where all her china was.
Yeah, the display case.
She put them there. And yes, every time we had company. And this is what little Ralph brought us back from Europe. But other than that, they didn't really use them. Like I could have got them something functional. The only thing that I had a hit with is I found this piano. It was a music box, and I cannot remember the song, but it was my grandmother's favorite song. And I gave it to my grandmother, and she had it on her bedside. And I didn't realize that because as I got older, we stopped going, because like I said, we used to go to Buford in Savannah every Easter and every summer. Well, by the time I get into high school, I can't go any longer because I've got football practice in the summer. We had baseball stuff going on during Easter. You know, coach would make us, we had to work out during Easter. You know, you could get away if you had because there were a couple of Easters where my parents were like, oh, you're going to Hilton Head with us. I don't care what Coach Bridges says. But the summers were, Hell Week started in like August back in those days. So we couldn't spend like the whole summer. But it's now 1984, my 4th year in Atlanta. I don't call it my senior year because I never acquired enough units at Morehouse to be a senior. But my 4th year in Atlanta, I stayed that summer with my grandmother. And she'd sent me into her bedroom to get something. Because as crazy as this sounds, and I don't know if this is a black thing or a Southern thing, but you don't go into your grandparents' bedroom. You just don't. You just didn't. My grandfather, what are you doing in my bedroom? And he scared the crap out of me. And so I just grew up like that. I did not go in my grandparents' bedroom. And so finally, I do. I'm 22 years old. I'm doing this internship out in Hilton Head. And I look on the side of my grandmother's bed, and there is this little music box that I bought in Switzerland that had the song. I think it was the theme song from not The Sound of Music, but Dr. Zhivago. And when Chris gets back in here, I'll have him play the theme song of Dr. Zhivago because I can't even hear it in my head. But that's exactly what it was. And that was one of my grandmother's favorite movies and favorite songs. And she still had that thing. And I remember I was 22 years old. It made me cry. Yes, I've been a crybaby my whole time. Find me the theme song for Dr. Zhivago, the movie, if you would, please, sir. Is that our girls already? 438. Okay.
I'm sorry, Dr. What now?
Dr. Zhivago starts with a Z. How do y'all spell Dr. Zhivago? Zihavo. I have no idea.
I believe I found it.
Yeah. Let's hear the theme song to the movie. This is what played in the music box I got my grandmother.
Is it Laura's theme?
I don't know. Play it, I'll tell you.
Let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out. Got nothing better to do.
Good Lord, with the ads.
That just sucks. Let's hear it. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. What else you got?
Let's see. Ah, okay, hold on.
All right, here we go. No, that ain't it. That ain't it.
That is all right. Let me get actually into it real quick.
That's it. Grandmother's favorite song. And we're walking down the streets of Switzerland, and we go into this store, and there are all kind of things. And I open up this music box, and it starts playing that. And I'm like, that's it. That's it. That's when we get my grandmother. And I got her on camera. So and then to find it, what, 79, 85, 6 years later as a college student, still sitting at her bedside. Love my childhood. That's all Randy and I were talking about. Was our childhood today. Just how lucky we were, both of us. I'm sure you felt the same going to Garces. What else you got on the board?
I believe that as vice president, she automatically has Secret Service from 6 months after their term. I understand Biden had extended her detail for a year. From what I understand, Trump just stopped the extension.
For what? For what? Has there been, okay, first, has there ever been an attack on a sitting vice president? The answer would be no. No one has ever attempted to assassinate a sitting vice president because it makes no sense. Why are you eliminating? All that means is the Speaker of the House becomes the vice president. There's never been an attempt on a sitting, meaning the person who was actually the vice president of the United States. Never been an assassination attempt, let alone a former. Be quiet, Siri. Siri, shut up. Don't you hate these phones? They eavesdrop on you. I can't watch my reels at night without a gout commercial popping up. Do you have gout? Well, we've got a cream for you. Do you have gout? Then you need to drink you. Do you have gout? We've got a Band-Aid you can put on your foot that'll cure it in a day. It's like, would you please just leave me alone, please? I wouldn't even tell you what the other one's about, but it's a whole nother can of worms. You have any regrets? You have any moment in your life? Are you kidding? You've lived a golden life.
I've lived a pretty dang good one, I won't lie.
You woke up with a spoon in your mouth and...
Well, not that far, but I mean, I've had a pretty blessed one. I can't deny that one. Probably that I didn't, or the decision of not taking my schoolwork in high school as seriously as I should have. Because I could have gotten way better grades and gotten into a college if I actually took it seriously, but I was so lazy in school and didn't really take it that seriously until much later.
Me too. Hated school. And I was so stupid that I couldn't play it off as I was just not that bright because I would excel in the classes that I loved. I never got anything lower than a B in history. I got B, A's, B pluses in history. I got nothing lower than a B in English. In fact, I don't think I ever got a B in English. I don't think I ever got a B in English, actually.
And I also wish I would have focused on one sport.
Oh, no, that's crazy.
You don't think so?
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I feel like if I put all my attention into being good at one of them, I would have been better.
Well, of course you would have been, but you would not have the experience. That's one of the things I loved, that going to a tiny little high school, I got to play everything. So I got to coach just about everything. I was telling Randy my flag football things. That's what we were talking about, like great moments in our life. See, I have weird highlights because I have no children. You know, I can't live through them. I live through Thaddeus and my nephew, but that's one of them. One of the greatest summers of my life was coaching my oldest nephew, who is now staring 40 in the mug. He's like in his mid-30s now. And it was just because there were 3 generations of Baileys in the East High gym. My dad was still alive, and they were living up here at the time. My parents, I don't think a lot of y'all know this, but my parents lived up here. My dad came up here first to just do to work, basically. He was having trouble getting work in LA because he had suffered 2 heart attacks, and anesthesiologists have the highest malpractice insurance and the highest rate of suicide, because as I've always said, 8 times out of 10, if something's going to go wrong in surgery, it's normally the anesthesiologist. And so he was working up here and had a place, but was living still with my mom in LA and going back and forth. And that's how I came here. And then he went back for about 2 years, and then they both moved up here and lived for about 3 years up here until he died at 99. And I totally forgot where I was going with this. What was I talking about? You have no idea because you weren't listening to me. My regrets are, that's what it was. My regrets and my blips are just weird things. And that summer coaching Chris with my dad in the stands, and then afterwards I take him to King Leo's Pizza because I could get 2 larges for $20. I was broke.
God, I miss King Leo.
Yeah. You could get 2 larges for 20 bones. So my dad and the late Leo Lee, what was his name? God, he died at the what's that ghetto bar near the mall? The Westwood something.
I know what you're talking about, but I've never been in it.
It's got a shuffleboard table.
Yeah.
He died at the door, the guy that I'm talking about. He became friends. His son was on my team with my nephew, and he and my dad became friends. And then after my dad died, he and I became friends because I was like 30 something back then, but now I'm like 40 something. My dad's passed away, and we became friends. And they would take care of the drinks. I'd buy the pizza, and I could spend the day with my dad and my nephew before I'd have to go off and do the weekend news. And it was that was the greatest summer. And my nephew was the best player on the team, which was difficult. It is hard to coach a family member, particularly when they're the best player, because I did my best not to show him love. But I would always say to myself, even if he wasn't my nephew, he's my best player. So I would start him, then I would sit him in the second quarter. I would sit him in the third quarter, get all the kids in, because that was my thing about Little League. And
you got to get everybody.
You got to let. And I had a girl on my team who I met as an adult, like 6 or 7 years ago, with her mom, who loved me because she came to me and said I was one of the few coaches that actually played her daughter, and I would let her play like a full quarter, and you only had to play them like 5 minutes or something. But then in the fourth quarter, all right, come on, assassin. And I'd let Chris play the whole fourth quarter, and we'd blow him out. It was so much fun. So much fun just being around your family like that. And now I'm damn near an orphan, and my nephews are up in Sacramento, and I only see them when they come through here to go to LA. And I don't know. Let's go. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll check the board, see what you guys are talking about. I can get some of the news items, I suppose.
People are texting in West Fair.
West Fair, yes, West Fair. That's where he died. Did anybody know what I'm talking about? The black guy that died in the doorway. I met a guy that was there that day when he died, and he gave this big, like, movie-like death. He claimed that he had like a drink, that everybody has a drink. He said he ordered his drink. He took a sip of it. He kind of rubbed his chest. He said he got up from the bar. He was in the door jamb of the bar. He said he looked up at the heavens. Swear to God, that's what the guy told me. He looked up at the heavens and just collapsed. And they went out and they knew he was dead because he had his body fluids had released themselves, and they pretty much figured, and they checked his pulse, and in fact, he was probably dead before he hit the ground, literally. I forget his name. Great guy. He was a referee. His son became a physician. I remember his son, and he was one of those kids that at a young age said he was going to be a doctor. I remember him talking to my dad, and damn if he didn't. He went to med school and became a physician. His wife was a nurse. Come on, somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. Black guy with a mustache, about 6 feet, 6'1". Great guy, great guy. Quick break, coming right back. We've got some friends from the St. Greek Orthodox Church coming in here. Their annual event is coming up, and they've got some twists and turns they want to share with you. Annette Lundquist and Elaine. Oh, Lord, don't tell me. Elaine Lelaine. That is actually Jack LaLanne's wife's name. Do you know that? I swear to God, Elaine Lelaine played baseball with their son. Elaine Boozer, comedian from the 80s.
Not quite.
What is Elaine's last name?
Solon.
I knew that. They're going to join us at the top of the hour. Don't go anywhere. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Friday. Right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Do you feel like you need to know what's going on in the world, but you don't want to be bored to tears?
Well, tune in the Armstrong and Getty Show. We'll keep you informed. We'll try to make you think. We will leave behind the ever-present left-wing media spin. And you know what? We're not angry all the time. Sometimes we have fun.
I'm angry a lot, but not all the time. That's the Armstrong and Getty Show every single weekday.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey for Adaptive Network. You probably heard me talk about Adaptive Network for the last couple of months. We've teamed up with them because IT is our business. And when it goes down, we're out of business. And if you're a business owner that's been listening and you're thinking, maybe I need to join AGM and get better IT, what should you do? Well, the first thing I do is take an absolutely free security assessment. Call Adaptive Networks today at 241-0638. Don't wait until it's too late. By the time a business realizes their IT is bad, they're usually already in crisis. Adaptive Network makes it simple, no jargon, just absolute results. And they're there to help. They're local, responsive, and security focused. Again, call today at 241-0638. Adaptive Network, your IT partner in Bakersfield, making it simple, stable, and secure.
Reporting live again from the Santa Margarita Ranch. We're receiving reports that this Christmas, you're invited to climb aboard the enchanting Pacific Coast Railroad's Jingle Bell Express for a one-of-a-kind journey from the Central Coast to Santa's Village. Everyone, including this astute reporter, knows that the only way for non-elves to get to the North Pole is on real trains, and theirs include original Disney train cars. It's also being reported that on your journey you'll pass through wonderful wonders of Christmas lights and sights. Then when you arrive at Santa's Village, there will be a captivating Christmas-themed magic show, a charming Christmas market, adorable pony rides, and more food, fun, and frivolity than ever. This just in, a reminder that the Jingle Bell Express only runs for a limited time from November 28th to December 21st, and tickets sell out fast. But don't worry if your plans change, because this reporter has it on good authority that your tickets can change too. So make sure you reserve your seats on the Jingle Bell Express by going to christmas@themargarita.com before the Christmas train passes you by.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence. You read lips, right? And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
See ya, Lily. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Piri coming this October.
You don't look like this. I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe.
Still here.
Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click
I
Grainger.com,
think Lisa's
or just
still
stop
here.
by. Grainger, for the ones
See,
who
that's
get
so
it done.
unfair. She
I'm
has to
JR
work harder
Flores.
on
Catch my
holidays.
show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to The Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
That movie
I don't think I've seen it either.
where these two go on a killing rampage. I didn't see that. Isn't it an Oliver Stone movie? I don't think I saw that. I'm not into blood and guts. I'm not a big violent, bloody. I don't like horror films. I think violence is necessary. I'm watching. HBO is running the series, and I just found out from Rick that this is incredibly old. But I'm watching the HBO series Rome. You ever watch that? Have you seen it? You shook your head.
I think I've heard of it, but I don't know if I've actually seen it.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It picks up right when Caesar is starting to come into power, and they're about to form the triumvirate, the three-person power with Pompey, and I forget who the third person is. And it's really, really good. It's really, really good. Because I grew up thinking that Julius Caesar was a hero who was betrayed. You know, isn't that what we all grew up thinking? You know, the whole et tu, Brutus, you too, Brutus, even you, my friend, you're going to stab me literally in the back. But no, Caesar was a despicable human being who had like multiple wives and it was like in high school where I found out. I really believed growing up that slavery was strictly an African America thing. I didn't know growing up that slavery was as old as sin itself, and that the Romans were huge on slaves. The Egyptians were huge on slaves. The pyramids were built by slaves. And Caesar's destruction was necessary. And a lot of people like to compare it to what we're going through, and that's how it goes. It's slowly depicting now how he slowly but expands his power until he finally becomes ruler for life, and that's when they turn on him and literally stab him in the back. 842-5376. Let's get a text message or two before we get the ladies in here.
Don't forget, it was Barack Obama who said, "I don't need anybody. I just want my phone and a pen." Not sure what that has to do with anything.
You're trying to tell us something. Not sure what, but God, I want to bet this CU game. Colorado Buffs are about to get blown out by Georgia Tech. They're a 3.5-point favorites. So if I would go run out and bet on the Buffs because I am the mush. But this looks easier to beat the books early in the season where they're not so sure and they miss, because you get 3 or 4 and the team will win by 8 or lose by 6. You know what I'm saying? But you can sneak some early in the season. And for the Buffs to only be 3.5-point dogs when they've got like 3 players, one of them is their quarterback, they're about to get blown out. But I don't want to root against Dion. We're going to talk to the ladies from St. Greek Orthodox Church next.
This is AM 1180 KERN Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
We have
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Texas has made the first move in a battle over redistricting.
There is a new voting map in Texas. Governor Greg Abbott signed the bill into law. Texas is for the new map. Republicans have a slim majority in the House. California passed a bill supported by Governor Gavin Newsom, putting to counter any gains Republicans could make in Texas. I'm Donahue.
President Trump has revoked Secret Service protection. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
Former vice presidents typically get federal government protection for 6 months after leaving office. But President Biden extended Harris's Secret Service detail for an additional year. That extra year is being revoked, according to the White House. The move comes just a few weeks before the former vice president kicks off a 15-city book tour promoting a new memoir about her abbreviated presidential campaign. Greg Clugston, the White House.
A divided U.S. appeals court ruled on Friday that most of Donald Trump's tariffs are illegal, undercutting the Republican president's use of the levies as a key international economic policy tool. The court allowed the tariffs to remain in place through October 14th to give the Trump administration a chance to file an appeal with the U.S. Supreme Court. The 7-4 ruling raises doubts about deals Trump has struck with the European Union, Japan, and South Korea. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 92 points, the NASDAQ dropped 249. More at townhall.com.
Everybody is keeping an eye on the Fed and how an interest rate cut might affect gold prices. Gold has been hovering at around $3,400 an ounce for the last 2 months and is poised for dramatic growth with the next interest rate cut. If you have a qualified IRA or 401k, you could receive up to $10,000 in free gold and silver when you open your retirement account with Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now or visit AdvantageGold.com and get your free gold IRA guide. Consult with your financial and tax professionals before making investment decisions. Call 800-900-8000.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
It's a Balance of Nature. It's really good. I really like it.
Going to the gym and exercise. My Balance of Nature is part of my routine.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Go to balanceofnature.com and get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping as a new preferred customer by using discount code BALANCE.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. The wildfire burning near Highway 178, called the Little Fire, has now burned over 2,530 acres and is 41% contained. U.S. Forest Service says that KRN 708 is no longer under evacuation orders. Other areas must follow.
Hey girls, how are you? Good to see you guys. Annette,
there is
how are
single-lane
you?
traffic in the westbound direction through the area of the fire. Total of
Yes,
656
I'm wearing my Hanukkah
personnel
shirt
are
today.
working. The trial continued on
How are
Thursday
you guys
for a
doing?
convicted rapist. Prosecutors
great.
say attacked just months after
Got a big
being
wedding to
paroled
go
from
to
prison.
tomorrow. I'm all excited.
62-year-old Sergio Venegas
You know
is
why?
already in prison for
Used to
raping
be
a
a
woman at the
fireman,
Red Roof Inn in
and something
1989.
funky went wrong.
He
County.
allegedly attacked a
Won a
woman
ton of
walking
money,
home from
started
work. The
opening
victim using a laser pointer
an
on a picture
industrial
in court
waste
to show
business,
where she was on
and
Ming
he
Avenue when Venegas
been doing
tried
really
to
well,
sexually
and,
assault her. If convicted,
I
Venegas
don't know
will
how to
spend
put
the
this
rest of his
subtly,
life
but
behind
Robbie's
bars.
not the
The
type
driver
to
of a
get
Jeep
married, if you
Patriot
know
who
what I'm
reportedly
saying.
veered into the opposite
Yeah,
traffic
a little
lane,
bit,
colliding
little
with
bit.
another car
And
and killing a
he met this
16-year-old
girl
girl,
about 2
is
years ago.
behind bars for
We
suspicion
all
of
met her,
murder.
like,
Jamie
when
Stephen
they were first
Oseguera is
dating,
being held without bail
and
for
2
his
years
part in
later,
a deadly
they're
crash
getting
that
married.
happened on the evening of August
Do it
10th on
tomorrow.
Union Avenue between Columbus
I
Street
don't
and
know
Monte
what
Vista
she
Drive.
did.
Officers say
No, she's
Oseguera
a
was under
really
the
nice
influence
girl.
of some
We
drug.
we
He's
spent
due
an
in court
afternoon
sometime
with her,
today. Bakersfield City
watching
Council
football at
has
my buddy's
approved the
house.
naming
We
rights
brought her
agreement
there to-
whereby Valley Strong
Exactly,
will pay the
that's what I
city
said.
$1
That's
million
what Robbie.
to have a
I
room
was like,
named
dude,
after
she
the
can sit
Valley
around
Strong Credit
with
Union
6
in the new
guys
Health and Wellness
and watch
Resource Center
football
at
for
Martin
4
Luther
hours.
King Jr. Park.
She's
The
pretty cool.
Bakersfield City Council says that the park is in the
She
beginning
is,
stages of
well, actually, she
renovation
quit
and
what she was doing
construction.
to run
I'm Bill Robbins in the
Robbie's
KERN
business,
newsroom with
but
news
she
every
worked
half
for
hour
the,
or when it breaks
I think
on
the
News
Panama
Talk
Florida Business School
96.1
District.
and AM
Yeah, she's
1180
administrative.
KERN.
I was supposed to know
The
that.
army where you shoot them a mile away, you gotta get up close like this. Bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
Yeah, waste management.
It's the
Yeah.
Ralph Bailey Show on
Well, I have
News
another
Talk
buddy, Mike Big Dog
96.1
Parrott,
and
at
AM
the tap.
1180.
He does that for waste management, the company. Solon? Solon.
Real quick, scoot over a little bit so you're in the shot.
Okay.
425-376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all
Am I in
day
it?
for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Final. Don't mess with me, Chris. I'm going to a 3-day weekend. Final hour of the week as we wrap up another 5 days of outstanding radio broadcasting right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN, where we're streaming live at kernradio.com and broadcasting live for those of you who are subscribing on YouTube. We still got lots to do in the final hour. As I mentioned, Coco Gauff advanced to the third round of the U.S. Open last night in a weird match. It was some of the worst tennis I have ever seen. Neither one of the ladies could get in a first serve. I think between the two of them in the first set, they had 17 double faults. That's unheard of. But somehow she emerged victorious. We'll talk about that. Kyle Schwarzenegger, what's the boy's last name? Schwarber hit 4 home runs in a game, only the 21st baseball to do so. We'll get into that. And Mark Teixeira, remember him? Former first baseman for the New York Yankees. He's running for Congress down in Texas. We'll talk about that. And I've got some other miscellaneous news and notes. You hear from Caroline Levitt, the president's spokesman on Vladimir Putin attacking Kyiv. I keep telling you guys, he doesn't want peace. He really does not want peace. He wants to put the band back together. He wants to go down as Stalin and Lenin and all these guys. And this thing ends when they assassinate him. That's when this war will end. But on a much brighter note, the ladies from the St. George. Say it for me.
St.
The
George
Greek Orthodox Church. I've been butchering that all week long.
Well, yeah, and you know it so well.
I know. If nothing else,
Shame
from
on
the
you.
two of you
Shame on you.
coming in every year.
And now-
Elaine, say it for me, please. I don't want to butcher. Solon. And Annette Lundquist is live in studio with us. Ladies, always good to see you.
You too. Good to see you
Thanks
too.
for having us.
This is our annual meet.
Yeah,
And it's a little different this year.
Comedy night.
Yes,
Yeah.
explain.
It is. It is. Well, we have a new priest, Father Sotiri.
Really?
And he knows Basil actually real well, the comedian, and he thought, hey, we need to start doing some fundraising, have something fun. Let's see if we can get him to perform and come to Bakersfield and get our community involved and so forth. So we did. So we're having a kickoff Greek Food Festival fundraiser. And Basil, who's a comedian, is world-renowned. I can't even say the world-renowned
Renowned, yeah.
comedian. Yes, he's been up for an ESPY. He's been on HBO, Comedy Central. He does all this, and he does all kinds of comedy. But he is Greek, so he does a Greek-themed comedy show.
Oh, nice!
And that's what he's going to be performing here on September 6th, which is next Saturday.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be Greek to think it's funny.
No. Okay.
Because he hits all ethnic groups.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he will come at you.
it's all inclusive.
An equal opportunity.
Yeah,
package.
absolutely.
I like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
And we
That's
don't have a lot of comedians coming to Bakersfield. So this is really a fun night for everybody.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
It's centrally located. It's in our hall, which is 401 Truxton Avenue, next to the Amtrak station.
Mhm.
Easy to get the tickets. We have 3 VIP tickets left.
Right.
General seating is $50. Full Greek meal. We have Greek appetizers, Greek pastries, and Greek popcorn.
Greek popcorn.
It's a surprise.
What?
It is.
Oh, you're not going to tell us what the
No, you'll
difference
know
is?
when you get
No.
there.
Wow.
But you'll
okay.
know of our appetizers because we're having like Greek meatballs with the
Ooh.
kapamasas.
Oh.
We're having tiropitas. We're having spanakoppitas, which we
And
made today.
Yes, we're
And-
making all of it.
And our
Gyro.
gyro and our pita bread and our
Olives and Greek cheese.
and our sauce.
Yeah.
Our sauce. Tzatziki.
Tzatziki.
Our tzatziki. Look, my hello.
We've been working
I
nonstop
understand.
and
We are
baking.
making all of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything is made
Single-handedly?
in the kitchen. All
Really?
the appetizers, the pastries, everything is homemade.
Yeah.
Well, as I tell you guys each and every year, I got introduced to Greek food at a very young age. My very first girlfriend, Constance Irene
Constance, that's
Tsoulis.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I would, she would give, first she started with the desserts. And then she gave me her locker number so I could go in. Literally, she let me go into her lunch, and I would see like she would have grapes and all these leafy things and all these Greek, yes. And I fell in love with the food more than I did Connie.
Yet, Ralph, you need to come to our festival too.
I just told Chris that in the 3 o'clock hour, and I say that every year.
You
And
got 3
somehow
days.
something pops up.
You got 3 days.
We
Yeah.
bring you
Yes.
tickets, we bring you Greek
I know.
pastries, and you
I know.
Plus, like I
I
said,
know.
they're our
us up
sponsor this
every
year.
I
Yeah.
know,
stand us up.
and I think I have to next weekend as well. I think I'm in LA.
Okay.
I'll find out.
Well, if it changes,
Sunday.
you let us know.
I will. I'll find out on Sunday.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I have to go to LA that weekend.
So after all this time, you haven't heard from the Greek girlfriend?
No. You didn't. I didn't tell you how that ended. we were just
I don't
talking about it on
remember.
the show.
Didn't the dad give you?
Yes, the
yeah.
dad. No, the dad did a drop by at my house and sat down with my mother in the white living room where we were never allowed to enter. And they sat down, and my mother was very calm, and she said, Dr. Tsoulis, her dad was an optometrist, and he said, Mrs. Bailey, Connie's grades have suffered greatly since she's been dating Ralph, so I would really appreciate it if you would tell your son to stop seeing my daughter. And my mother said, oh, that's very interesting, very interesting. She said, well, this is what I suggest. Ralph is my responsibility, and Ralph is doing wonderfully in school. I suggest you take Connie home and your wife, and you get out of my house, and you take care of Connie, and I'll take care of Ralph. Good day, sir. And she walked into the door, and I was like,
yeah, Mom,
yeah.
go,
And
Mom.
as soon as the door closed, she turned and she said, got me lying. You getting good grades? Got me telling this man you getting good grades. If you call that girl once, I will go upside your head. No, I'm saying, got me lying, telling you getting good grades. You coming home with a B and some C's. And I was like, what happened to being on my side? And
that was only
in public.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
yeah.
And that was the end of that relationship. But
Wow.
that was my Greek experience.
So do you have PTSD from
I
that?
do. I do. That's why I don't go to the event. I've never confessed, but that's why. It's traumatic for
Gotta
me.
get over your PTSD.
Oh, yeah.
I do, because it's an incredible event. Everybody talks about it.
They do.
Tell us
They
all
do.
about
It's
it.
getting bigger and bigger
Yeah.
every year. We have over 5,000 people who come through over
Wow.
the weekend. We extended the hours on Sunday
that's right.
because we couldn't accommodate everybody. So we're going until 7 o'clock on Sunday.
Sunday.
Now,
Wow, that'll be
before we
fun.
closed at 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Now it's 7.
Wow, that's incredible.
I mean, that's getting
Yeah.
a little dinner crowd in there, just, little latecomers, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Allows
this
you
year,
to get there. And,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
This year we added something new. We're having a sports taverna.
Really? Explain. Expound.
Well, it's a couple of TVs because I work the dining area
Yeah.
and I talk to everybody. And I hear, we got to go. The game's on. Got to go. The game's on.
Oh, I see what you
Or I'll
did.
say, well, where is your husband? Well, so and so is playing. He's home watching the game. And I've been trying to set this up for 5 years, and we finally did it.
Yep.
That's
And
brilliant.
So now they can come and watch the games.
We've got 2 TVs that are going to be going up, and they're right in front of the bar
That's
area.
brilliant. That really
So-
is. They used to do that for the Bakersfield Business Conference.
Exactly.
Remember they used to have like
Yes,
a separate
sports
tent,
With
and the
just all
fellas
the
could come and just
Which-
catch a score.
My
and
husband
then
never
come
left
back.
the sports tent.
Neither
when
did
we
I.
went.
Neither did I. That's what made me remember
exactly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the other highlights? Because I know there's a lot going
Cooking
on.
demonstrations at our festival.
Yeah.
That's
This
a
year.
new one.
Yeah.
That's new.
People compete. Just anybody can sign up, or how does that work?
No, it's just basically we're going to have 2 of our or 3 of our parishioners that are going to be a cooking demonstration.
one of
Oh, it's a
So-
demisration.
So it's a
I'm
demonstration.
sorry.
We're
I
going to be
misheard.
cooking there to show, what we cook, whether it's chicken and potatoes or if it's tiropitas or whatever we're going to be selecting to cook. We're just going to do a demonstration right there so anybody can come and see. And it'll be on our program as well because we have a schedule when you get there. But yeah, so that's new this year as well. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Just something
Absolutely.
different, something to add to it.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
we have, along with our live 5-piece band,
that's
a Greek DJ.
Yeah.
Really?
We're stepping it
Greek-
up.
A Greek DJ.
We're kicking it up. It's
Now, will
going to
this
be fun.
Will this just be pure opa? Is that
Everything.
just
Well,
or
everything.
just
Everything.
Is he
You name
just a DJ that
He's
happens
really
to be
good.
Greek?
He reads the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, if there's like a certain group that's there and they have a request for music that's other than Greek, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Welcome. We're glad you're here. In honor of you being here, here's a song for you. That kind of
Nice.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's going to make it fun. Change
Because
it up a
Greek
little bit.
music is great. It's a lot of strings.
Yeah, it's very
right?
uplifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
it
happy,
is.
very upbeat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
God, that's going to be
It'll
great.
be good.
I'm going to do everything I can to be there. I really, really am.
Well,
If I'm in, this is what I'll say. If I'm in town, I'll be there.
Okay.
Okay.
I guarantee you, if I'm in town, I'll be there.
But before that, come to comedy night. That's
Yeah.
You can make it to
next
the-
Saturday.
next
a week from
Saturday.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So call this number if you want tickets.
Get it
Ready?
out there. Get
It's
it out
ready?
there.
Where am I?
661.
Oh, that's your number. 325-8694 or Elaine's number.
661-201-9782.
Get it out there one more time.
Okay. 661-325-8694.
That's our
And-
church number.
okay.
And then my number is 661-201-9782. So we've got 3 VIP tickets left. We have limited seating because you have to buy your tickets ahead of time. We're not selling them at the door.
Oh, that's important to
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
So you got to get your tickets. So call in either way. We've got the flyer as well with a QR code. We can text you or send it to you, and you can do it that way through PayPal or however you want to do it. But yeah, we want to get a nice crowd. But like I said,
Yeah.
it's at our church hall. We've got appetizers, like I said, and cocktails. We have a no-host bar from 6 to 7:30, and then the show's going to start about 7:30 to 7:45, and we've got popcorn ready to go. And it's a casual night.
Yeah.
It's a casual kickback, easy,
Just have fun.
fun night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what we want. That's
That's
exactly what we
outstanding.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be something exciting, something fun, and who doesn't want to laugh? I mean,
Yeah,
come
no
on, there's
kidding.
enough crap going on in the world right now, so
Yes.
let's just have a good time and
Yeah.
You
It's
know.
been a tough week.
yeah.
I love doing this, but on weeks like this,
Oh
when
yeah,
we're talking about
makes it hard.
children
Oh
and mental health and just,
yeah,
it's
Yeah.
our
just,
prayers go
And
out to
in-
those families. I'll tell
And
you.
in the church. I mean,
Exactly.
the guy knew exactly what he was doing.
yes, he did. And thank God they had the procedures. We're just learning that they had locked the doors once mass began. Can you imagine if he had gotten inside that church?
Yeah,
That's why he fired from outside
yeah.
from the parking lot, because he couldn't get in. And I don't even know why
Yeah.
I brought this up. I
It's,
apologize.
it's okay,
That's
but that's
okay.
okay. But our prayers go out to them as well.
Absolutely.
So it's but you do have to celebrate too as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. Well, I love having you guys in here every year. I wish you came in here more often. I wish you had
Well,
did this
we
thing
will.
3 or
We
4
will. We'll be
times a year.
back.
Yeah,
we'll be back
Yeah.
for the festival.
exactly.
We still
Come on
got-
back.
We'll be
We
back.
will. We will be back.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Elaine, Annette, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ralph.
Get out there.
Ralph.
Again, their comedian is coming up on the 6th. And one more time with the phone numbers for the folks.
325-8694.
201-9782.
Elaine, Annette, always great to see you. Thank you so much for coming, and
Thanks,
we really
Ralph.
appreciate it. Quick time out. We're coming right back. We'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. Bottom of the hour, we'll get into the U.S. Open. We'll get into Kyle Schwarzenegger, whatever his name is, 4 home runs, and whatever else miscellaneous news and notes we get. Before we get out of here, for a 3-day weekend. We are dark on Monday. You'll hear the best of the JR Show, the Scott Cox Show, and TRBS that you're listening to right now on News Talk 96.1 AM 1180 KERN, and we're streaming live at kernradio.com. Outstanding. Thank you, ladies. That was great.
96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Oh, is that right?
It's the JR Show.
Have you guys been down California Avenue
Okay.
lately between Real Road and Stockdale? My goodness, the construction is an absolute
Okay,
mess.
sweet,
You can't
sweet.
get in and out of businesses during certain times. It rotates. Nobody is notifying anybody about
Yeah,
when
sure.
roads are going to be open. The city has dropped the ball on this. Seriously, it took me 15 minutes just to get home from work. I live right across the street. I could have walked home faster. And the worst part is, it's going to last till the end of October.
JR Show.
Thanks for coming in.
Have you ever been to
You
the
too.
stockyard? Right
What's that?
next door to KC
Okay.
Steakhouse.
Very good.
It's a great way to either start or end your evening. or
Have a
you
great
can just
weekend,
have
ladies.
dinner
Thanks
in
again.
there.
All
They
right.
have craft cocktails, live music Thursday, Friday,
care.
and Saturday night. And Cassie has a beautiful banquet room for meetings, parties. I know Kathy Abernathy often uses it for election night parties.
Oh, look,
where
and
they
the buffs
watch
are up already.
debates or
I am the
polls
kiss
come
of
in,
death.
whatever. And
They're
of course,
up already.
I don't have to tell you about Casey Steakhouse. You guys voted them.
So it's
best
13 and a half
steakhouse
to
in the
nothing right
recent
now.
Bakersfield, California poll.
Or no, 10 and a half
And
to
I
nothing.
always like to remind you that the menu is
And they've got the
completely
ball.
expanded. And if you go with a large group,
God, I
as
hope they
many
blow
of
them
you do
out.
to
I
celebrate
really do.
birthdays or anniversaries,
I hope they blow them out. I hope
everybody
I'm
has to
like,
have red
not
meat.
just wrong.
Chef
I hope
Daniel's
I'm
done a wonderful
incredibly
job
wrong.
with the lobster mac and cheese, the different fish dishes, even some Italian dishes like the fettuccine Alfredo that's got me
You know he's
limping
pretty
around Kern County. Where would you rather be than on F Street, KC
really is.
Steakhouse?
Please meet Paul Sheldon's
him.
client, Rod Geis.
But
Hello, Kern County. This is Rod
have
Geis.
you ever
My
tracked
wife
this
and I
stuff?
recently changed our health care coverage to Medicare. We were so fortunate to have found Paul Sheldon. Paul and his associates Kelly, Lynn, and Christine
I can't say
were
no.
indispensable in guiding us through the transition. They have
I went to the
comprehensive
dude's
knowledge
wedding.
and
I can't say
experience in
no.
all aspects of insurance,
Oh, if he don't, if
Medicare,
they don't reach out,
and the
then,
options.
yeah, don't
They listen to
volunteer.
our questions
Yeah,
every
don't
time we
volunteer.
walked in the door, and they
Ooh, look at
followed
this
up
kid.
very promptly with the answers we needed. With Paul's help,
Oh, got him
we
wide
made
open.
the best decisions for us.
Oh, he
The
had it
process
too.
was painless, and we now have comprehensive medical coverage at a very affordable price. So if you are considering retirement and a change to Medicare coverage, Paul Sheldon Insurance Benefits
No,
and
it's the other
Planning
kid. It's
is
the black
hands
kid.
down the best place
Black
you can
kid's
go.
the starter.
Medicare matters. Our team has the answers.
Did he get injured already?
Paul Sheldon.
398
Oh yeah, he totally.
2298.
We all
You know,
hear
I
the
played
radio
touch
ads
football
about
at
the
Stadium.
IRS. They tell you to be
I
afraid,
did.
to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax
Yeah.
Relief
So what? Did he get
Advocates
hurt
is
already?
different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the
The
IRS,
Salter
whether
kid
it's
is the starter.
5,000, 50,000, or 500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1783.
That is so funny if they're winning.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs
Oh,
are
that's
now
what
available
happened.
that
They
can give
fumbled
you
it
a
in the
fresh
deep
start.
zone.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End
I
your
don't even
tax
feel like
nightmare
going to get my
today
hair
by
cut.
visiting us online
But
at
I gotta get that
TRA.com
done. I
or
gotta go
call
to the freaking
800-575
cleaners.
1783. That's
Yeah.
800-575-1783. Tax Relief
Don't think
Advocates.
I wasn't.
Real
If
solutions
he was
for
there
real
at 6, I
people.
was gonna
Must
jump in
qualify
the
for
car. Let's
enrollment.
go,
Results
bro.
may vary.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM
You haven't met him?
KERN.
You haven't met him?
Now, back to the Ralph Bailey
Dude, I
Show.
didn't even know he was working here until he walked into my studio. And I go, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "I work." I was like, "What?" Did not know that. Oh, I love those ladies. I really do. They are so much fun. The St. George Greek Orthodox Church kickoff Greek Food Festival fundraiser. Their comedian Basil
September the 6th, and then they'll be back for the big food festival. That if I am in town, I'm going. I'm definitely going this year. I know I say that every freaking year, but I'm going this year. I am. I really am. 842-5376, 842-KERN. What do you got?
It's crazy to think how many men Russia has lost. We lost 68,000 in all of Vietnam, and Russia has lost over 1 million. That's
Yeah, like I said, wouldn't it be fascinating to just live in Russia for like a couple of weeks and just talk to people in the markets, in the squares, in the restaurants, at lunch, and really get a feel for how the Russian people, because they have to be just absolutely, I don't know, devastated. Everybody in Moscow has to know somebody who's died. 1 million people, young men, and now the Cubans are getting involved. Like, one of the parts of being a communist is you're under the thumb of the biggest communists, which is Xi and Putin. And so he's called on North Korea, as we found out a couple of months ago, where they sent 3,000 or 4,000, I don't want to say dummies, what's the word, just bodies. And now the Cubans are sending people there, which tells you something. They need men. I don't see how what's the timeline on winning 80% of that country? And I suppose the strategy is just to bombard them into submission, because you can't just occupy that entire country. You spent 1 million men just to get 20%. I don't see how they occupy that. That's the problem with trying to take over a country. That country will fight for its life to the last man. That's why we dropped the bomb on the Japanese, because had we sent boots on the ground, I mean, think about this in terms of the Japanese and that decision. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but it's Friday. It took 2 bombs to get them to submit. We destroyed either Hiroshima or Nagasaki. I can't remember which was first. And yet they were like, go pound sand. And then finally the second one, and they were about to make the decision to hang on, and they finally convinced the emperor that there was no hope, and it just would kill more people, and there was nothing else they could do. And they expected an invasion after the second bomb, and that was the whole point, was to avoid an invasion. And there were a lot of accusations on Truman that he only did it to beat the Russians, because the Russians were making their way, and they felt that a lot of historians, who I think are wrong, believe that if the Russians had gotten there first, they would have taken over Japan, which we had obviously no intention of occupying Japan. And everybody thought that if Stalin got there first, that the Russians would occupy Japan, and that would further their empire, and that they would rule the world. And a lot of people have accused Truman for using the bomb there. I don't buy that for a minute. What else you got, Chris?
Ralph, we have a story that is starting to gain a little traction. The water at one of our local schools, Lakeside Middle School, has been in session with running water. I think they meant without running water. The children cannot use the restroom or wash their hands, etc. Also, it is my understanding, even when the water is on, kids are told they cannot drink it. It is unsafe.
Really? Wow. I would find out. Are you in the county? I don't know where Lakeside is.
I'm not sure where or what jurisdiction that is.
Well, I would call either your councilman, obviously, or your supervisor, and make a big deal out of this. I would also call Channel 17. In fact, I would call Channel 17, Channel 23, and Channel 29, and the other channel that would cover it, and certainly call the Californian. I would make a media event out of this. I absolutely would. One more. Let's get to the bottom of the hour.
Hey, Ralph, my biggest regret was not getting my Eagle Scout. I was 2 merit badges away and allowed time to slip away.
Yeah?
You were 2 badges away and you didn't get it?
I don't even know what that means.
So the Eagle
I did Cub Scouts, and I hated it.
It's essentially just when you...
Mrs. Miller. Mrs. Miller. Pack 394. Or Mrs. Sherman. Mrs. Sherman. Mrs. Sherman. And I hated her. Absolutely hated her. 2 days in, I was ready to quit. And of course, I got the big quit speech. And I was like, God, I hated it. There was nothing I liked about it. I thought the uniform was corny. I would ask my mother if I could wear my trench coat because I hated leaving the house because Gary and all the boys on the block, hey, look at Ralph in his Boy Scout, Cub Scout uniform. Hey, Ralph. And I was just like, walking to the car with that neck thing around with the bow and the thing and the
ascot or whatever.
yeah, it was like a yellow handkerchief and it had like some kind of knot that you put in it, some kind of brass thing,
like a bolo tie.
Yeah, kind of a thing that you wrapped around your neck, and I'm not an outdoors guy either. I don't even like glamping. No. I need a bar, a swimming pool, and room service. That's what I need. Quick timeout. Last half hour of the week. It's the Ralph Bailey Show. I would stick around if I you.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A federal appeals court has ruled against President Donald Trump's plans to end temporary protections for 600,000 Venezuelans who have permission to live and work in the U.S. This means those migrants whose protections expired or are about to expire might be allowed to stay. A panel of the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals on Friday said plaintiffs were likely to prevail on their claim that Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem had no authority to vacate temporary protected status extensions granted by a previous administration. Stories of bravery and heartache are emerging after the deadly shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic church during a mass celebrating the start of the school year. Friends say one girl was wounded while shielding her buddy as her father, the school gym teacher, helped usher kids to safety. This is SRN News.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. The wildfire burning near Highway 178, called the Little Fire, has now burned over 2,530 acres and is 41% contained. The U.S. Forest Service says that KRN 708 is no longer under evacuation orders. Other areas must follow their existing warnings. Eastbound lanes of the highway are passable, and there is single-lane traffic in the westbound direction through the area of the fire. Bakersfield City Council has approved a naming rights agreement whereby Valley Strong will pay the city $1 million to have a room named after the Valley Strong Credit Union in the new Health and Wellness Resource Center at Martin Luther King Jr. Park. The Bakersfield City Council says that the park is in the beginning stages of renovation and construction. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Attention, Medicare beneficiaries here in Kern County. If you are eligible for Medicare and looking for a doctor who listens and cares about you with minimal wait times and prompt referral authorizations, it's time you learned about QualCare IPA. QualCare IPA contracts with most Medicare Advantage health plans and provides you with access to a large network of outstanding doctors and quality hospitals right here in Kern County. Medicare Advantage health plans go beyond original Medicare benefits coverage, and understanding these coverage differences may be confusing. Call us today at 661-554-4544. Let us help you understand your healthcare options for 2025. Call today, 661-554-4544. That's 661-554-4544. Get the information you need and the coverage you deserve. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 661-554-4544, TTY 711.
Hey y'all, I'm Mia the Mosquito. West Nile, that was me and my girls. You leave water out, we move in, making millions of eggs. Bless your heart.
Stop mosquitoes before they bite. Visit kermosquito.com. No mosquitoes, no problems. So you feel like you need to know what's going on in the world, but you don't want to be bored to tears.
Well, tune in the Armstrong and Getty Show. We'll keep you informed. We'll try to make you think. We will leave behind the ever-present left-wing media spin. And you know what? We're not angry all the time. Sometimes we have fun.
I'm angry a lot, but not all the time. That's the Armstrong and Getty Show every single weekday.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Armstrong and Getty Show. Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the
I am my own worst enemy. My own worst enemy. Let's test our producer and see how much he knows his host. When I get my hair cut,
yes,
what do I do every single time I get my hair cut? Afterwards.
Go to Eureka's after?
That's right. And what do I order?
Oh, that's a better question.
That's the difference. You know, you got it right. I go to Eureka's and I order the chicken Florentine with fettuccine on the side and swimming in Alfredo sauce.
Which you obviously cannot have.
And I swear I'm going to get my hair cut after the show. And I swear for a millisecond I said, ooh, and I think I can walk too. That was the debate I was having in my head. Not about having the fettuccine Alfredo with the sauce that's got me in this position. But I was like, can I really make it from Gooby's place, which is on 18th all the way around? It's like 3 blocks. But I'm still, it just long walks and my foot starts to hurt. And I was like, and I'll get the fettuccine. And I was like, damn. So I'll have spaghetti and meatballs. So what? I have spaghetti and meatballs tonight. But that's why I have gout. Because for like 6 months, every time I would get a haircut, which was like what? Once a month? I don't get my haircut as much as you can tell, like most brothers. I let it get a little crazy. You want to see how long my hair is? I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to get a cut. You think it's this length, don't you? You really do. No, I take a brush. When it starts to get long, I take a brush, I put a little water on it, and I mat it down. Here's how really long it is. That's how really long it is right there. It really isn't that long. Normally, I let it go a little bit longer, but I got the wedding to go to tomorrow. But that's part of it. If I'm having that Alfredo sauce once a month for 6 months, there's my uric acid. Plus, I was eating bacon in the morning. I'm my own worst enemy. I can't get out of my own freaking way. It's unbelievable. Anything left on the board? What do you got?
Yeah, let's go for it. 2 things, Ralph. One, have you heard about the Eddie Murphy documentary that is coming to Netflix, supposed to be a comprehensive look at his career?
One of the greatest careers in Hollywood. Really, think about it. Eddie's older than I am. Eddie's 64, maybe even 6. No, I don't think he's 65, but he's like either 63 or 64. And Eddie started at 17. Eddie was on Saturday Night Live before he could drink legally. He was on Saturday Night Live at like 20. 40 years. And dude is still funny. Because a lot of guys like Cosby at the end of his career, not funny. George Carlin before he died, not funny. I've always talked about that. Comedians are much like athletes. Like when they start to get into their 50s and 60s, they just kind of lose their fastball and they're just not funny anymore. You know, Martin Lawrence. Think about what a great stand-up Martin Lawrence used to be. Not funny. I don't know. But Eddie has maintained. He still hasn't done a decent movie. He's got a new movie coming out, a kind of a crime drama movie. But Coming to America 2, I heard wasn't that great. Did you see that?
It wasn't that great. Like, it was okay.
Dolomite was okay. I saw that on Netflix. I was really anticipating that because I grew up with Dolomite. That wasn't that funny. All right, finish up. I interrupted the text.
Oh, I'm sorry. The second part of this, it says, also Walker Buehler dropped by the Red Sox today.
Yeah, Big Dog told me that, and Randy and I were talking about that, and I think all Dodger fans feel the same. Let's pick him up. Let's pick him up. We need another arm. Put him out there as a middle reliever. Put him out that guy as the guy that comes in the seventh and gets right-handed batters. You know, he's got the experience. Remember, don't forget, Walker Buehler is the guy that got the last 3 outs of the World Series. And I ain't never been that nervous in my life, particularly when our own guy was the last guy that he got out. Who was our old outfielder that he got out, that we let go and went to the Yankees, and then the Yankees let him go? He's somewhere else now. But Verdugo, nice call. Absolutely. We sent him to Boston, and then he ended up with the Yankees, and he was the last out. I was like, this is going to be a storybook ending where the guy that used to play for you comes back and bites you in the ass. And Buehler struck him out on a really nice splitter. And God, that was a happy moment. That and Freddie's home run. JR and I were at the stockyard when Freddie did that. Who you got?
Mike Arrier is on the line for you.
Mike Arrier, former Green Bay Packer, former New York Giant, local caterer, and overall good egg. How can I help you?
RB, I am driving with the groom. We just left the rehearsal. It was a long process, a big day tomorrow. It was a wonderful time, and I am with the groom.
Put him on. Put him on. Put him on.
GRBS.
Ricky Bobby, the groom. Congratulations again, my brother. Are we getting nervous? Are we getting a little leg shaky?
Yeah, I got a little bit here and there, but we'll pull it together. Mike's got me. He's taking care of me right now.
Yeah.
We're heading over to Leno's place and have a few.
Oh, nice. I love that place. Hey, the bachelor party was fun, man. It was outstanding, and the highlight was your son's toast. Tristan is just an outstanding young man.
He's all right. I don't know where he came. I adopted him, I think.
That's what I told him. I think you were adopted. I don't know where you got your stones. Tell his story. I told a little bit about it yesterday, but tell his story a little bit.
Let me talk to him first, because some things he can't talk about.
Oh, well, damn. I violated that already. So
No. It's cool.
I talked a little bit about it yesterday or whatever the day the event was. But
well, RB, I can interject. He did tell me not much. He said he's been deployed for 6 months. I can't tell you where. He kind of told me, but yeah, and that's all they can pretty much give you. So
okay, all right. And of course, Arrier is excited because his Packers picked up Micah Parsons.
Yes, but I was very disappointed losing our run stopper. I'm not sure who really wins on this one. We'll find out in the next 2 years. If Micah has an outstanding 2025 season, we win. If he doesn't, I think we lose. I will miss Kenny Clark, Ralph.
Yeah. Everybody is killing Jerry on this. It wasn't that bad a deal for the Cowboys, really.
It was an awesome deal because what he's looking at this. Mike has got he played 4 great seasons. Great. He wants a lot of money. Jerry was not prepared to pay him that.
$47 million. That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he's thinking, look, he got Kenny Clark. He's got 2 first-round picks. He's thinking in his own mind, look, we could get a couple all-pros. Yes, Michael was a great player. But I think there was something else, Ralph. I think maybe in the clubhouse, maybe there was some, because they say he wasn't a great leader. That's what they're saying. Maybe it was more than that. What do you think?
Yeah, there's probably I don't think he had a great relationship with Jerry. I think when he tried to box out the agent, that didn't sit well, and it just was not a match made in heaven.
Well, RB, I don't think Micah should have never showed up to camp. He should have just held out.
Yeah.
Going to camp makes him more miserable.
Yeah.
He's seen all his teammates playing. He wants to play. He's getting in arguments. Are you kidding me? He says just stayed home, waited, and let his agent handle it. But then, we got him. It's going to work out for one of us. But, Yeah, I love having him part of the Packer team. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
if he gives you 12 sacks, he's worth it.
Oh, I don't know. He will because he's got it. Remember, they run that 4-3. I don't know where they're going to put him, but the defensive coordinator, if they move in the right way, I think he's going to dominate because they've got a really good group of young players. Yeah, Green Bay should do very well defensively this season.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Robbie. Well, congratulations again, brother. Have a great night tonight. I will see you tomorrow. I cannot wait to see you go down the aisle.
And I've already got a few picked out for you.
Woo! All right. Very good. All right, you guys have fun. I'll see you both tomorrow. All right, love you guys. Mike Arier and the groom, Robbie Pratt, going down the aisle. There's some that suspect that April's father has a shotgun in his kidneys, but there's no truth to that. There's absolutely, he's doing this willingly. Absolutely, I'm telling you. He gave a great speech the other night, just his boys, talking about how he met her and how he just knew and had no intention of getting married at this junction in his life. He's doing extremely well financially. He's, like most of us, on the back nine of his life. And just like I said, in fact, we were talking about her, April, his fiance, with the ladies from the St. George Greek Orthodox Church. I don't know how it came up, but we were talking about marriage. And I said, well, my buddy's getting married tomorrow. And they were like, is she a keeper? I said, no, she's a keeper. And I think they asked me how. And I said, because I met her at Mike Arier's house. Robbie brought her. We were there watching football, and she was one of the fellas. It was 5 or 6 of us and one woman. And if one woman can hang out with 5 or 6 cigar smoking, poker playing, football watching guys for 3 hours without complaining, Robbie, can we go home? I'm tired. I want to know. She was having fun. She was interacting with us. She's absolute keeper. I cannot wait. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow. Final break of the week as we head into a 3-day weekend. I assume we're running Best Of on Monday or no?
Yes.
Best Of for all 3 shows. Mr. Cox returns back to work next Tuesday. And I will tell you all that I can about tomorrow's wedding on Tuesday. I think my foot is well enough to shake my booty.
About to find out.
Yeah, I could dance. I could dance. There's no excuse.
Is that where you keep it right there?
That move I did? No. No.
Just making sure.
Really? You think I get on a dance floor and do this?
I would.
Really, Chris? I'm an old man, but brother, I ain't that old. Come on.
What y'all do?
I still got a little pep in my step. Come on now. What do you mean what y'all do? Old man? Is that the category you just threw me in? What y'all do? It's either black folks or old man. You better pick one.
I'm going to go with the old man.
Okay, that's a better shot. Quick timeout, final of the week. It's TRBS. Charlie Kirk at the top of the hour. In the meantime, you're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show on Newstalk 96.1 AM 1180 KERN. We stream live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The AR Show.
So the city council moved forward the idea of renaming South 8th Street to Avocado, that Cesar Chavez. I don't know, whatever. Look, it's not the name that bothers me. It could have been Cesar Chavez. It could have been Martin Luther King Jr. It could have been Buck Owens. It does not matter. At a time like this, when we don't have the money, how are we going to spend, from what I'm told, over $1 million
Do I need to do a
to
promo?
do a street name change? It's just not the right time to do it.
The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m.
We all hear the
Oh,
radio
Jordan
ads
Check's
about
about
the
to
IRS.
score.
They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not
Well,
here
they
to do
were
that.
until the dude
Tax
got
Relief
sacked.
Advocates is different.
Jesus
TRA is here to
Christ.
tell you that if you owe money to the IRS,
You want to bust out your promos real quick?
Do I need one?
I need one for Tuesday at least, yeah.
Huh?
One for Tuesday, yeah.
But no show promo?
I mean, not if you don't want to. The ones in there are newer.
Yeah, we didn't talk about anything today. I didn't even use the audio.
Which I can hold on to.
What do we got Tuesday? Just Teresa?
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
3, 2. It's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Tuesday TRBS. Well, it's a Tuesday. Our former federal magistrate judge, Teresa Golder, will be here. And I'll tell you what I can about the Robbie Pratt wedding over the weekend. All that and me at 3. It's TRBS. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. I'll see you Tuesday.
Headaches.
Valley fever has many faces and impacts people differently.
I meant to tell you that. I noticed that they left you out of this one too.
What's that?
The Face of Valley Fever promo.
Oh, I'm in none of them.
I noticed that. I was
I'm
like,
in none
after
of
you highlighted that, I was like, no, that's not true. And I looked, I was like, oh my God, he really is.
Who'd they have?
It's Kerrigan, and I can't remember the guy's name.
Torres?
Yeah, exactly, Torres.
And the girl? And the little girl?
No, it's just her and it's just him and Brooke or Kerrigan.
Kerrigan. Well, maybe they're switching them up because normally the little girl's in it. But no, I was on the front page of the paper. Literally, they had my picture on the front page of the paper. I was on the billboard for a while, so I can't complain.
I know, but you would assume you would use the radio guy for radio advertisement.
but I look so, yeah, you're right. You're right. But then I went with the thing where I said, I'm the freckled face of Valley Fever.
There you go. You mixed it up.
I tried to
honestly.
be
Said,
cute
"Oh, we can't
and
use
funny.
that."
Yeah, I try to be cute and funny.
50,000 or 500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-498-6548. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-498-6548. That's 800-498-6548. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
So you guys remember how Shohei Ohtani's interpreter stole money from him and gambled it? And everybody thought Shohei was involved. And I was one of the few people who said, no, he wasn't. He's too naive. He's too young. He's like a baby. He's like Bambi. He really is.
There is a level of innocence with
It
him.
really is. Did you see him shake hands with the Padre fan that was giving him crap?
Yeah.
There was a Padre fan that was sitting like 5 yards from the on-deck circle. And they even played some of the heckling. Like, Shohei, you suck. And he's like 5 yards from the guy. It just rode him the whole game. And Shohei had a horrible game that day. He went like 0 for 3 or 0 for 4. And then finally, at the end of the game, when the game was decided, Ohtani hit a home run. And as he's coming to the dugout, he goes into the stands and shakes the brother's hand. And the brother just kind of laughs and puts his head down. And I thought that was kind of cool. But that's kind of other American ball players have been like, take that, mofo, you no good piece of crap. Uh-huh. Look at me now. You see me? Shohei was just laughing and giggling with the guy. You know what I'm saying? But there's more fallout from this. Not only did they get Ipe Musahara, his interpreter, but they got the bookie. The bookie got a year in prison. Matthew Bauer, 50 years old. He pleaded guilty. See that? Pleaded. That's correct grammar. It's not pled. You'll hear it on the news tonight. Somebody on the news, one of the anchors will say they pled. It's not pled. The past tense to plead is pleaded. Anyway, Matthew Bauer, 50, pleaded guilty to 1 count of operating an unlawful gambling business, 1 count of money laundering, 1 count of subscribing to a false tax return in August 2024. In addition to his prison time, I'd rather do another year than what he had to do on the backside. He had to do a year in prison. But here's the tough part.
He's ordered to repay $1.6 million. As part of his plea agreement, they also agreed to forfeit $257,000 in U.S. currency that he had, and they seized $14,000 in casino chips. Why would you leave the casino with $14,000 in chips? What are you leaving with? Like that has to be like a briefcase.
I feel guilty walking out with chips in general.
I don't leave the casino with chips.
I don't. I leave with my cash.
Yeah, as soon as I win my little $20, I run to the window, Jack. I went to the cage. I'm not messing around. By the way, for those of you that didn't take my advice and bet against the mush, Colorado is winning 7-3. I'm telling you, I'm consistent. I am the mush, and you people are a bunch of dummies. Because if I say Georgia Tech is going to win, you should run to a bookie or some legal way of gambling and bet on CU. I'm the mush. No, I still think Georgia Tech's going to come back and win. They're 3.5-point favorites, but they are losing 7-3 in Boulder, one of the most beautiful communities I have ever visited. Really is. And CU is an incredible campus. As I told you, when I was going to school in Atlanta and my two high school best friends were going to CU, I would fly to Denver, spend a week with them because our semester ended before theirs, and then we would drive from Boulder down to LA and stop in Vegas on the way down. And oh, it's great to be young. Let's read a couple of text messages and get the Samuel out of here. I got to get my hair cut for a wedding tomorrow.
Ralph and Chris, don't know if you have seen this old 1980s movie called Hard Country. There was a scene filmed on the Rosedale Overpass. I got it on Amazon Prime.
Called Hard Country. I've seen The Big Country with Gregory Peck and Suzanne Plachette, Burl Ives, and Burl Ives steals the movie. It's a great picture. It's called The Big Country. Check it out. What else you got?
Mrs. Miller, all of the Boy Scout leaders in the 70s were men. Ralph, you didn't like the Boy Scouts because your parents put you in the Girl Scouts.
No, I was in the Cub Scouts, and her name was Mrs. Sherman. She was Bobby Sherman's mother. And the only reason I remember that is because Bobby Sherman, for my fellow old people, was a teen idol. It wasn't that Bobby Sherman, but there was a real Bobby Sherman in the 70s who people had his lunchbox, and he had big wavy hair, and all the white girls at Joe A. Gonzalez Elementary in Cerritos, California loved him. But that wasn't that Bobby Sherman. Bobby Sherman was a pipsqueak who I hated, and I hated his mother, and she was our dead mother, and she made Cub Scouts miserable. 2 days in, I was ready to get out, and Pop gave me the whole, you don't want to beg to do this. You're going to see it through. And I was like, why can't you quit? I remember that's one of the first fights me and my dad had. What's wrong with quitting? Shouldn't you quit some things? No, Ralph. Well, you've been on Mom about quitting smoking since we moved here. Boy, don't get funky with me. Don't get funny. I'm not being funny. You're the one talking about don't quit. Go to your room, boy. That's what I knew whenever I was winning an argument with my dad. Go to your room. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's like, isn't that right? Isn't there some things you should quit?
Theoretically, yeah.
Some jobs you should quit. But I guess growing up, you should not. You should instill in your children the absolute commitment and desire to, if you're going to start something, finish it. That's certainly the way I would raise my kids.
I feel like it's about just teaching them self-discipline and knowing that as an adult, there are things that you have to do.
Commitment. You have to commit. You absolutely have to commit.
Yeah.
That's a big part of life. Final text message, and I'm going, well, I'm not going home. I'm going to see Gooby.
The Eddie Murphy and Pete Davidson movie is called The Pickup. It's pretty good.
Oh, is it really? It's already out on Netflix? All right, cool.
I don't know if it's on Netflix. I'm going to have to look into it.
I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix.
It's a Netflix movie?
I think so.
I know it's a buddy cop thing, or he's supposed to be playing the older cop this time, but...
Is it a cop movie, or is it?
Kinda, yeah. From what I understand, like an older detective movie, kind of like a 48 Hours kind of a thing. From what I understand, but he's on the opposite track this time.
Yeah. All right. One more.
That's all we got.
All right. Again, we are dark on Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday. Mr. Cox returns from vacation. He'll be here in the JR show at 2:00. And I'm sure I will have many stories to tell about tomorrow's wedding. I haven't been to a wedding in a long time. Most of the guys my age are either divorced and are never doing it again, or are happily married and in the fourth quarter of their lives. So this will be fun. Weddings are a ball. Love is in the air. It's festive. Drinks abound. Young females running around. Hi, Grandpa. That's all I'm doing. All right. Want to thank our good friends Elaine and Annette Lundquist from the St. George Greek Orthodox Church. Don't forget, their Greek Food Festival is coming up. They have a fundraiser coming up September 6th where they're having comedian Basil up here. You can get tickets for that. If you go to YouTube and go back in the show, you can hear the number that they gave out. And, of course, our Friday regular from KGET entertainment reporter Rick Bentley. Again, we're dark on Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday with Teresa Goldner and many stories of my 3-day weekend. In the meantime, hope you all stay safe. It's going to be crazy out on the roads. Be careful. Have a wonderful weekend. And for Chris Burdick, I'm Ralph Bailey. That's what's really going on. Wrap to you Tuesday.
This is AM 1180 KERN Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump has claimed virtually unlimited power to bypass Congress and impose sweeping taxes on foreign products. Now a federal appeals court has said not so fast. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit ruled Friday that Trump went too far when he declared national emergencies to justify imposing sweeping import taxes on almost every country on earth. The ruling largely upheld a May decision by a specialized federal trade court in New York, but the 7-4 appeals court decision tossed out a part of that ruling, striking down the tariffs immediately, allowing his administration time to appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. Kyiv and other parts of Ukraine came under a major combined missile and drone attack overnight into Thursday, Ukrainian officials said, with at least 22 people, 4 of them children, killed in the capital. At a news conference, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says Russia's strike on Kyiv badly damaged a European diplomatic compound.
The risks that Finland has warned about for years have now materialized. Russia's brutal war against Ukraine is now in its 4th year. It is obvious that Putin will not stop there.
AAA spokesman Aixa Diaz says there aren't as many people traveling Labor Day weekend compared to other holiday weekends.
Labor Day weekend, you know, it's the end of summer, and some people may just be ready to get into their fall routines and may not want to travel. Now, what a lot
Guys,
of
have a
people
great
do over
weekend.
Labor Day weekend
Thanks
is
for listening.
take a
See
short
you on
road
Tuesday.
trips or maybe even staycation.
Over 17 million people were expected to travel by air from Thursday through Wednesday, according to the Transportation Security Administration. More at townhall.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already